Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
Good evening, and welcome to Casselton here in Valley Process Technology Field. We'll be calling it VBT Field here for short. We're going to go through the lineups real quick here, and then we'll go to a break, and then we'll get the game started here. So first off, it's Grand Forks Post 6 coming and visiting Casselton Post 15. The reserves for Grand Forks is Alex Lohman, number 12, Brendan Thompson, number 14, Diego Mueller, number 5, Gage Widstrup, number 3, Gunnar Bockel, number 11, Max Geetz, number 8, Noah Craig. The starting lineup is shortstop Owen Harms, center fielder Reed Nelson, designated hitter Kellen Bavette, right fielder Caden Beebe, the catcher, Bennett Hoffner. Third baseman, Caleb Kaufman. The pitcher is Liam Tweet. Left fielder is Brian Weiss. First baseman is Bryce Correnta. Second baseman is Jax Hauser. Grand Forks is coached by Grant Larson and Chase Anderson. And we'll do the home lineup after break here, as we're gonna move to the national anthem here local. So we'll bring you back for the first pitch and give you the home lineup after that. Keep watching on yourliveevent.com.
Partnerships and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argusville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
Welcome back here. We here at Valley Process Technologies Field, and we're going to announce or go through the home team lineups here. Casselton Post 15. The reserves are number 10 Wesley Overland, number 14 Caden Thompson. The starting lineup leading off is center fielder Jackson Deutsch. The catcher is Jonah Tholkus. First baseman is Jarrett Stahl. Right field is Carter Nelson. Shortstop is Cole Boer. The designated hitter is Caden Barstead. Second baseman is Nick Belter. Left fielder is Hunter Hagness. And the third baseman is Sam Fletchock. And pitching this evening is Will Everson. And here's the first pitch. So as we get this game started, I want to bring in the color man, Travis Lamar here, our athletic director and student ambassador here at Central Cass. Travis, what are you looking for tonight in this game?
You know, the last games I did were with Garrison, and got to see some really good baseball. It was fast baseball. I think this time of year, coaches just want to see their kids go out and perform and execute without having mistakes, and I guess that's what I would be looking for right now if I was coaching. Just show me that we're executing and not making, silly errors and stuff like that, throwing the ball around and, taking care of what we have to take care of as we start to approach postseason play.
Makes a lot of sense here. Owen Harms, a shortstop for Grand Forks, leading off. Our umpires this evening behind the plate is Georgia Hughes, and on the bases is Alex Everson. And kind of fun to see a Grand Forks team coming down. I know last time that we did this together, we talked a lot about good competition and all that. It's pretty fun to see good teams come to Casselton.
Yeah, I mean, I think at any time of the year, but especially towards the end, you really want to make sure you're seeing good quality competition, so you're playing at your best and getting ready to try and make that push as you enter that postseason play. And Grand Forks, with the numbers they have, always going to put out a talented product. So good competition for our boys to get to see here this time of the year.
Yeah, so as center fielder Reed Nelson comes to the plate, the landscape here is these are called Junior Legion teams. This is Junior Legion League. So typically what happens is for kind of mid-sized towns, it can be your second team, so like it is for Casselton, and it actually is for Grand Forks as well. For some of the metro areas like the West Fargos, it could be they might have a AA team, and then they might have a single A, and then they might have Junior Legion under that. So really, this is about as apples as you can get with Casselton and Grand Forks, because it's their second team for both of them, and the difference being that Grand Forks' top team is in AA, where our top team's in A. But theoretically, then this should be really good competition. And how many schools up in Grand Forks? You really have about the two schools feeding into it, or how many schools total up there?
Well, I mean, they have the two high schools in Grand Forks, with Central and Red River. And then you get a little crossover with East Grand Forks, and then East Grand Forks Sacred Heart. So there's more up there than what a guy thinks.
You spent a little time up in Grand Forks in your day?
I have, yep. Yeah. Good community, fun place to go and watch football games, hockey games, things like that. With what the university's done with their complexes is, it's
amazing.
Yeah.
Everything looks super modern up there. It's kind of the hot place to go right now for high schoolers.
Yeah, you see a lot of our kids are starting to go that way.
But they're having some well-placed hits here to start the game, huh?
Yeah, you couldn't ask for better placement.
No. Kellen Bavette, the designated hitter, drops that one perfectly over Jared Stahl over at first. The We were lucky to have Adria Stahl play the saxophone for the national anthem. Really good rendition we were treated to, wasn't it, Travis?
Oh yeah, she's super talented. I mean, from even back in high school, very talented. And yeah, I honestly just nailed it. So
yeah.
I had to send her brother Colson a text and ask why she's more talented than him. I'm sure I'll get a smart response back from him.
That's right. No, really, we've been really grateful for all the young, talented people that have been willing to do the national anthem in all different forms. Fun to have a saxophone or any instrument for that matter. We don't get a lot of those, so
yeah,
that was fun.
And the nerves you feel there. I mean, just there's no way I could do what they do.
Yeah.
Whether it's singing, nobody'd want to hear that anyways. But trying to play an instrument and especially when everything is so quiet.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of those things you could do 99% of your notes perfectly, and everyone hears their one. Or I shouldn't say everyone hears. You hear the one, But well, this is Caden Beebe, the right fielder. Joe, is that how you have that one? Benby, okay. Caden Benby here, bad handwriting on my part. He's the right fielder coming in here. Bases loaded, no outs. And there's a fly ball to center field there. Jackson Deutsch coming up to make the play. And bringing it home keeps everybody where they're at. No one moves up. To go across the field here, in left field, we have Hunter Hagness. Going to center field is Jackson Deutsch. Right field out there is Carter Nelson. Third base is Sam Fletchuk. Shortstop Cole Boer. Second base Nick Belter. First base Jarrett Stahl. Behind the plate we have Jonah Thulkus. And then on the mound here, Will Everson as Bennett Hoffner, the catcher, steps in and hits one to second base. Belter with the flip over to Cole Boer, and they almost got the double play there. Really tight bang-bang play there at first. And Grand Forks has the first run of the day. Yeah,
Will got the pitch that he needed. Got the ground ball. Just I think it was a kind of a slow ground ball, which allowed that guy to make it to first.
Yeah, it looked like Nick did about all he could. Transitioned it well. Cole had a really nice turn. At second, I think you're spot on with the slow ground ball. Hurt him. Caleb Kaufman, third baseman, comes up. There's a little pop fly. Boer's going to take charge. And post 15's out of the inning, but a little bit of damage there. 1-0, Grand Forks. Keep watching on yourliveevent.com as we move on to the bottom of the first inning.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
We are back here in the bottom of the first inning. Grand Forks scored one there, but that really could have been a much worse inning for post 15.
Yeah, I mean, the credit to the boys on battling and getting themselves out of that inning. I mean, bases loaded, nobody out, and for Grand Forks only to come away with one run, they got to feel a little dejected there, I would think.
Yeah, I would think they're expecting more there, and those are the kind of innings that you can look back on and be like, boy, if we let that turn into the 3 or 5 inning, it can be a difference in the game
for sure. And when you dig yourself that big of a hole right away, it's really hard to claw back into it.
Yeah.
So kudos to the boys for sticking with it and getting the outs they needed to, and now they get to come up and try and answer here.
So pitching for Grand Forks is Liam Tweet, and behind the plate is Bennett Hoffner. Leading off for Casselton Post 15 will be Jackson Deutsch. Jackson's dad doing the PA announcing, so when you hear that in the background, very, very famous guy right in our midst.
Well, I mean, he's a Hall of Famer, right?
I suppose.
He's royalty in the town of Valley City, and not to mention Fargo, right? Been I think the longest running park board member in the history of Fargo Parks. I might be mistaken, but I doubt it.
Endorsed by Coach Tim Paulsek.
Yeah, you don't get much bigger than that in Fargo, do you?
No, I don't think so. So all right, here comes his son, Jackson. Lots to live up to. Jackson's one of these guys this afternoon had sent needed a new walk-up song, so he had to clear that with his dad, I suppose.
Maybe he chose his dad's song.
There you go. My guess is his dad would have some kind of WWE walkout as his walk-up song. Nice job by Deutsch hustling there.
Yeah.
Here comes Jonah Tholkus, the talented catcher for post 15.
Now batting for Casselton post 15. It's the catcher, number 4.
Yeah, Jonah was very impressive in that Garrison doubleheader. He got a lot of outs at second base, saved some runs and some base runners with blocked balls and preventing them from advancing. Does a really nice job behind the plate. Hits the ball well when he's on. So.
Yeah, with only about 22 healthy players now, we have a little bit of back and forth. Some guys getting a little bit of time with the haymakers, and some of them playing post 15, some of them straddling that line. Kind of how that works out. You can do some dual rostered kids, but Jonah can throw it with anybody, as you mentioned. So there you got the quick out at first there, but moved the runner up into scoring position, and now Jared Stahl comes to the plate.
Casselton post 15. It's the first baseman, number 8, Jared Stahl.
Jared's big, strong kid. You can kind of tell he's still coming back a little bit from that injury that he had first play of the football season, but boy, he's always going to hustle and give you his best.
Yeah, you saw it on that little fly ball that dropped over top of his head there at first.
This ball's hit a long ways, and it's going to get him extra bases. And Deutsch is going to score, and we got ourselves a tie ball game. Yeah, that ball went a long ways.
Yeah, it just kept carrying.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of thought with the pace that the center fielder was going after that he might have a beat on it, but then all of a sudden you see him looking down just to kind of keep running. So it's like, okay, that thing must be dropping. So here comes Carter Nelson. Speaking of one of those guys that, probably his main team is up on the haymakers, but comes down and gets a little more time here. So it's fun to see. Carter's a fast kid, strong kid, good outfielder. And so it's fun to see him out here getting some playing time.
And a funny kid.
Yeah, very funny kid. Very funny kid.
He keeps the mood light all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say he's part of a group of about 3 or 4 guys that you almost have to limit how many of them are in your dugout for comic relief. But good. I know at the end of the year last year, he was part of a group of few guys that came up to the big team and really changed the dynamic for the haymakers. Of all of a sudden the dugout was live and fun, and just like kids are playing loose, and that really does make a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does. I mean, no matter what sport you're talking about, you got to have those guys that can keep you, like you said, loose and not stressing so much, because when you start doing that, you struggle. And
Jared Stahl moves up to third base. Yeah, they so you obviously do a lot of coaching, head wrestling coach, and you're on the football coaching staff, and obviously have helped in many different areas. Some of those guys can aid you a little bit, or
that's one way to put it. Yep.
Fun. They help the team, but sometimes the coach just has to learn to bite their tongue when they're keeping the team loose.
A lot of the times for the kids, it's kind of knowing that line, right? Knowing, when's a good time to try and lighten the mood and when is not the time to lighten the mood.
That's right. And sometimes through testing that boundary, they find out they crossed it, but it goes okay. So Carter Nelson with a fly out to right, and Cole Boer coming up here. he's had a really good year in the infield and on the mound, and really it seems like he's hitting better every day too. So, and I think he grows about an inch every time I see him too.
He definitely has. Him and Jackson both, two guys that I think from the time basketball season finished until now have definitely sprouted up.
No question. Which I'm sure Coach Norman doesn't mind.
No.
Nice RBI single there for Cole Boer, and continues his great hitting ways. And here comes, speaking of another kid that has really come into his own this summer, Caden Barstead coming up. He's between the big lefty pitching and hitting, and really I would say almost outfield might be his biggest improvement. It's been fun to watch him this summer. Yeah, I suppose you always it's a little interesting when they leave in the spring and how different some of them can look when they come back in the fall if you haven't seen them much that summer.
Oh, yeah, it definitely is. You almost got to relearn them.
Did you catch that one? Wow, that was a heck of a catch.
Nice play by the left fielder.
And that was Weiss out there. I thought that maybe that it would end up short hopping him, but he made just an incredible play. So stay tuned here for more incredible plays as we move to the top of the second inning. Keep watching here on yourliveevent.com.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Welcome back here to the top of the second inning. Post 15 wins the inning, comes back with two after Grand Forks scores one. And like we talked about, it almost feels like in the top of the first, Grand Forks should have got more than what Casselton got. But that's just that's just can be the difference sometimes.
Yeah, it really is. And, baseball can be like that, right? You can hit the ball all day long, but if you aren't getting the timely hits, you're not scoring those runs. And that's kind of where Grand Forks was. First three lead off, get on, and they can only bring one around.
Here comes Liam Tweet, pitcher for Grand Forks. Big, strong kid here. You may be seeing him on a football field in a couple months here.
I would think so.
So one thing that we can hear in the background, you probably can't hear it on the stream, but we have Squirt's Parents Night going on tonight. So the announcer is going on over there on Coss Field, which is our adjacent field. So that's our 7 and 8 year old boys and girls they get to have the announcing and the music and all that stuff tonight. So a fun night for the program. Ooh, nice job by Tholkus hopping up and getting there, but the throwing up the line a little bit, and that's going to move Tweet on to second base. That's going to bring up Brian Weiss, who made the really good play to end the first inning out in left field for Grand Forks.
Yeah, you see Jonah tapping his chest, like saying, "Hey, that's on me. That's on me." I think he felt like he had to rush it more than what he had to. If he'd kind of set his feet and made a good throw, I think he would have got him at first. Yeah.
Noah Craig running at second base. Yeah, I think that's kind of Jonah's way. I think Jonah's going to over-own things, which is always good to see. And I think you hit it spot on. Almost seemed like he maybe rushed more than he needed to. And there's the hit by pitch there for Weiss. That's going to bring up the first baseman, Bryce Carenta, number 4.
It's the first baseman, number 4, Bryce.
So once again, Grand Forks has a lot brewing. If post 15 keeps this up, you'll end up getting bit at some point.
Yep. Yeah, you can only mess around with it so many times before it hurts you, right?
Yeah. No question. So, yeah, you're I suppose you're less than a month out from football practice starting. So enjoying some of your your last days of a little bit of break, but what's been keeping you busy all summer?
Just working on making sure everything is ready for next year. So a lot of scheduling yet and figuring that out, and making sure that we have officials and referees and workers and just a lot of pieces that go to it.
Yeah, all the kind of stuff that. Whoa, not sure what happened there. Looked like he slipped or something. Nicely executed bunt there. Looked like when Everson went and grabbed it that he slipped a little as he threw it. But here we go. Now we got bases loaded, no outs, just like in the first inning. And then I believe this is the top of the order now. Yeah, Owen Harms, shortstop, coming up top of the order. Not a great situation for post 15 to be in.
Yeah, it's a tough spot for Willard. I mean, he fields the bunt well, but nobody's covering first because Jarris is charging, and Nick hadn't quite got over there. So
there we go, a hard line drive to left center, and there they got the big hit, much like post 15 did in the bottom of the first. The difference is they really have a lot of guys on base, so that can really be that can hurt. Clears the bases. We're now sitting at 4-2, I believe.
Number 7, Reed Nelson.
All right, Reed Nelson, center fielder, coming up. Still no outs and a runner in scoring position. Yeah, you talk about doing all those scheduling things. One of those things that no one notices except when it doesn't work, right?
Yeah, exactly.
got the out there. Just, seems like they're not playing super loose here yet. Looks like they got to get into a rhythm a little bit.
Yeah, you can see it kind of with some of their throws too. Just not trusting it. A lot of that's just nerves and making sure, especially after you overthrowing a couple, you try and be perfect with your throw instead of just
hammer that one right back up the middle. Bavette, the designated hitter. And that's another score for Grand Forks, up 5-2 here early on in this Junior Legion contest.
Will's reflexes there might have saved you guys a trip to the dentist, I think.
That's right. That did not did not look good. Here comes Caden Benby, right fielder. Yeah, sometimes you lose the battle but win the war there, right?
Yep.
Nice pitch there on the inside part of the zone. Ooh, that's hit far there. Carter Nelson going back. Squeezes it for the second out of the inning. We still have a runner on first base. As number 17, Bennett Hoffner, the catcher, comes to the plate. 5-2 lead here for Grand Forks. Yeah, so how many years have you been doing the athletic director role here?
It's a great question.
It all flows together a little bit.
13-ish.
13-ish. Wow. So which parts of it gets easier?
I don't know. I mean, it's. I think when you have been in it long enough, you start to build relationships with umpires and stuff like that. So if you're needing somebody, when you have those relationships built, it's a little bit easier to connect with someone, to get someone to come and do a game. And then just networking with, like you have, I'm sure, this summer with finding people to do PA, finding people to do book, scoreboard, things like that. So I would say it's that, just, trying to build a big enough network to help out with all the events that we host here.
Sure. Sure. Gunnar Bockel coming out to run. Yeah, I could totally see that. They kept the forces there on that little somewhat of a bloop hit there as Caleb Kaufman comes up, the third baseman here with guys on first and second, 2 outs. Hunter Hagnes goes over there and left, makes the out. And that will do it here for the top of the second inning. We'll move on to the bottom. Keep watching here on yourliveevent.com.
Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Casselton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Casselton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
Back here. Bottom of the second inning as the our PA announcer announces movie night here. So movie night in at Governor's Park at 9:30 this evening here in town. Cool thing that that Parks and Rec does here in town.
Yeah, it's one of those perks about being small town, right?
No question. No question. No question. We're really lucky. All right, so I think Nick Belter is going to be leading off the inning here for Matthew Swanson's Casselton Post 15 Junior Legion team. Okay, so what parts have gotten harder for you as an athletic director through the years?
Oh,
I mean, other than dealing with families like the Deutsches and that. But.
Well, I mean, Joe's always a handful.
Sure.
Especially when he's got a mic in his hand.
Sure.
No, I would say it's all the changes. It seems like in education in general, they're always changing something. Some company comes along, buys out the company you've been used to using for the last 5 to 10 years, and then they say we're not going to change anything, and then they change absolutely everything. So you got to learn a whole new system again.
Sure.
So I think it's just that, just the changes that seem to come every other year.
Sure. Yeah, makes sense. Lots of different requirements and never the funding that follows it usually, right? Is that kind of how that goes?
Yeah, usually, right.
Been fun to see a lot of growth in Casselton as far as amenities and things like that. Really in the last 5 to 10 years, it's just really been a cool explosion of that. And I think a big part of that is, or I shouldn't say a big part of that, but something that definitely complements that well is there's so many activities that go on at the school and in the community year-round, aren't there?
Yeah, there are. And I think, like if you look at a community and it's thriving, it's probably because it also has a thriving school.
Mm-hmm.
You look at some of these towns that have kind of started to die or fade. Part of that is, they don't have the numbers anymore and things like that, but you don't see as vibrant of a activity presence at the school. And there's never a dull moment here. There's always something going on.
No, I think about that. I've always thought it'd be fun to see a yearly calendar of all the events that are held at the school and around the school, or even just in town. But like the school really is the hub of a lot of those things. It's really our only, other than in a couple of houses here, that's the only indoor gyms in town.
Yep.
And so just by nature of that, you end up having a lot of things. And then these fields can really be scheduled like a gym when the weather's nice enough out. So it's it would be fun to see everything from 4-H to, FFA to sports to just everything. There's everything in the theater, of course. There's prom. There's everything you can imagine, right?
Yeah, it really is. I mean, and honestly, you'd be hard-pressed to find too many days that something isn't happening.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't that the truth? Hunter Hagnes goes down on strikes there, and Sam Fletchuk comes to the plate here with 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning. You really like to get a little bit of action and activity here back in the bottom of the second after that big inning from Grand Forks. So we'll see if Sam can do something here.
Yeah, I mean, you at least want to make them work, right? Put
Yeah.
the ball in play, make them make the plays that you had to make.
Yeah, maybe take back or at least stall some of the momentum that that Grand Forks garnered there in that last half inning.
It's kind of the thing we saw when we had the Garrison doubleheader is, you know, they kind of started off and then momentum kind of swayed our way, and they could never take it back in the first game, and then the second game it was the exact opposite.
Yeah, that was just a really well-played game. That was a fun one to watch, and really cool of Garrison to come down here for a Tuesday night game. I mean, that's quite the drive. What do you think? Is that about a 3-hour drive?
It's got to be 3.5 to 4. I would guess.
Yeah,
so.
I think they said a half hour south of Minot, so that probably I think you're probably spot on. The announcer got his kid's name wrong there, so that was fun to see.
Did you see the look he gave his dad too? He's gonna hear about that on the way home, I bet.
He got his dynamic responses from his dad. I think it's fun to watch. Well, we'll see if they can kind of get a little rally going here with Sam Fletchuk. Really hit that ball hard.
Yeah, no, that was a great hit by Sam. Now you just kind of look for Jackson just to kind of keep it rolling, put the ball in play. His dynamic comebacks are not the only thing he got from his dad. He also got the love of terrible professional football teams from his dad.
Wow.
Being a Bears fan is not easy.
No. That dang it, we got the ground ball there to end the inning, and just in time for you to not have to mention that you're a Jets fan. So that worked out pretty good.
Yep.
So we will move to the top of the third inning. Keep watching here on yourliveevent.com.
Casselton Parks and Recreation provides a wide range of programs, activities, and community events throughout the year. From parks, facilities, shelters, and outdoor spaces, they're perfect for gatherings, recreation, and enjoying a peaceful break in nature. Enjoy Cottonwood Golf Course for a fun and challenging round of golf for every skill level. To book a tee time or to find out more about Casselton Parks and Recreation, go online to CasseltonParks.com. That's CasseltonParks.com.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Yeah.
We're back here, top of the third inning there. Nice save from a really nice hit by Fletchuk. Not much going on there for post 15 in the bottom of the second inning. So here comes Liam Tweed. I think he may have started the rally last inning for them.
Yeah, and for Willard here, you want to see him get off to a good start. One thing I noticed with Georgia here behind the plate in the Garrison game is he loves to call that wider strike zone.
Yeah.
If it's close to the outside of the plate, that's a strike.
Yep.
Like to see him test that maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go.
Yeah.
There's one right there.
Yeah.
And I really like how you say that, because it's not good or bad. It's just he consistently called it that way, right? Like when Quinn Irie was here the other day umping, he just has a lower zone, and very consistent with it. So you just really, as a pitcher, you got to get used to it. And looks like he must have been listening to your. I don't know if you're giving him some signs up here or what, but that was pretty impressive.
He's got an earpiece in, directed right to me. So just don't tell anybody.
All right. Well, here comes the left fielder, Brian Weiss. Coming to the plate here with one out. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if maybe he's able to settle in here a little bit, and because really those first two innings, Grand Forks has had, I think, bases loaded with no outs in both innings.
Yeah.
And and we saw you. they basically went 1 for 2 there. They got bit in the second inning pretty hard.
But, if you could go 1, 2, 3 here, kind of shift momentum your way a little bit, maybe that gets your bats going a little bit better.
Yeah.
Gives you a chance to kind of scratch your way back into this.
Yeah, you got good part of the order coming up with 2, 3, 4, and so we'll see. We'll see here. Up, that's hit hard, but foul there. So, with the different turf fields that have come here, like obviously your AD time predates that. What have been the advantages and disadvantages of switching to turf fields?
Well, I mean, for me, when I started, we were still all grass.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing is playability. If you look at the baseball field, you get a half inch of rain and you couldn't play on it for 2 days. Now you get a half inch of rain and you're playing on it an hour later.
Yeah.
Football field, the tough thing with that was it was in such rough shape.
Yeah.
And no matter how much you baby it during the off season, you get a couple games in and your grass is kind of already shot and you talk about we overseed it, we water it, we put fertilizer on it, all that. And it still at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter if it's not taking as well as some of the other fields out there. I know Devil's Lake has got one of the nicest grass fields that we've ever played on. And I don't know if we could ever get our field to be that nice, put it that way,
Sure, yeah, sometimes it's just so something needed to be done.
Yep.
Whether it was because it was kind of the opposite of Crowned, the football field, wasn't it?
Yeah, it kind of looked like a W, if you were standing in the end zone.
Yep.
You had valleys that ran right down the hash and the numbers there. And
Carenta looks like he's going to fly out to Jackson Deutsch there to end the inning. Good half inning. Hold that thought, and we'll get back to that. We're going to the bottom of the third inning. Keep watching on yourliveevent.com.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
All right, we are back here, bottom of the third inning, and we were talking about the new turf across the board and how that has changed. You said you've been doing the AD job for about 13 years, and so you had all grass at one point, and you started with we got the new softball field because we didn't have a softball field on campus, and then it was the football field because the football field was kind of a W as opposed to being crowned. You kind of stood in the water, and I remember. Every off season, the conversation was like, what can we do? How do we oversee? Do we have to have less people playing it? What do you have to do? And it just didn't seem like anything mattered.
No, it really didn't. I mean, even, put FM games over on the practice field and stuff like that, and it didn't matter. And, I think the other thing, too, that people don't see with it is, when we hosted a home game, you'd have, our baseball coaches out here prepping the field early. So getting out of school early just to come out and prep the field, get the lines painted and batter's box chalked and stuff like that. And then the hours that go in with mowing it all the time and keeping it up and
watering.
Now that time can be spent elsewhere and being productive elsewhere. So it's the long-term cost savings that have been beneficial for us, and like I said, the playability. I mean, our kids are out here all the time.
Yeah.
Getting to practice, getting to play. We use it for recess. When we get too much rain and the playground is muddy and the grass area behind the elementary is muddy, they'll come right out here or go over to the football field. So you see it for recess and PE classes, and it just gets used so much.
Yeah, nice play there by Harms, the shortstop. Yeah, it's for people that I don't know if you can see this that well on the stream, but in the right beyond the center field fence, I mean, there is, and left field fence, there is the school. So it's super handy.
Yeah.
You know, because you don't have much time for recess and gym and all that. And the interesting part about the turf, I remember our superintendent saying this when he first came, it just like snow doesn't stay on it. You know, it just really melts quickly, which is nice.
Yeah, and you see that you get one opening in the snow and the sun starts to melt out and it just continues to expand just crazy, like so snow removal, and it's
pop out for Stahl there, and we'll quickly have 2 outs in this inning as Jonah Tholkus grounded out before that. This is unrelated to turf, but you're obviously a proponent of all sports, but track is one of your loves too. And having the new track and having the extra lanes, what's the advantage of that?
Well, before it was just a 6-lane track, and because it was a 6-lane, they never got to host regionals. You really couldn't host large track meets. So your kids aren't getting to run against some of the better competition in the region because you can never host anything to where you get to bring those teams in from up in the Northeast and the North Central and the South Central, because nobody wants to come and be at a track meet that's going to take you 12 hours to finish, and when you have limited lanes, it's hard to get those in a timely fashion. So you really have to keep your track meets limited, and bigger track meets, more teams here. It's more money for the booster club because they're selling more hot dogs and burgers and nachos and stuff. So,
we see the lines, during some of those track meets, and makes a lot of sense. That, and I think track is one of the many examples, like under yours and the administration's leadership, where really the numbers have just exploded. And I know that's part of a greater philosophy, right? Like there's a philosophy of keeping more kids involved, and it's really helped your winning. But maybe talk a little bit about that philosophy. We're going to the end of this half inning, so we'll talk a little bit about that after the break here. But that was a super quick bottom of the third inning.
That was quick.
As we move to the top of the fourth, 5-2, Grand Forks in the lead. Keep watching on yourliveevent.com.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Home group.
All right, we are back here, top of the fourth inning. Yeah, so the amount of, so like track, for example, but you end up having high 100s between boys and girls track, or what is that?
Yeah, I mean, we were right around 150 grades 7 through 12 this year, and that's just track, I mean, baseball had really good numbers, softball really good numbers, boys golf had really good numbers. And, I think it's just kids want to be involved, they want to be a part of it, and showing the kids that, hey, it doesn't matter if you're number one, you're the team's best player, or you're the team's 20th best player. Everybody has a role. Everybody is important to the overall goal, and and because of that, kids feel like, hey, I'm going to go be a part of this because I may not be the best, but they still want me there, and that's been huge for all of our programs, and you get to see some kids come in and develop that, maybe when they started as a freshman, they were on the C squad. And by the time they get up to that junior, senior, they're a role player or a significant player on that team's success.
Boy, as you mentioned, that Harms has hit the ball hard a couple times, hasn't he?
Yeah, he really has. He led the game off with a solid hit, and he had the big hit in the second inning, and now he starts him off here in the third with another solid base hit.
Yeah, here comes center fielder Reed Nelson with Harms on first here. We'll see if he's moving. There, pick over from Everson. Yeah, so your other key role that you play, or one of your other key roles that you play, is like a student ambassador, and almost kind of like, keeping kids on the straight and narrow and trying to keep their noses clean, or at least like restoring them a little bit. Talk about how the big growth and activity numbers has maybe helped that side of your work.
Yeah, it's, and I think part of it too is I think activities are huge. When kids are involved in anything extracurricular, they try, you're going to find out that they're getting better grades because they don't want to be ineligible. Their behavior is better because they don't want to miss out on something, because of we were a school that if you got above a certain number, we cut, and now we look to add opportunities, with whether it be a ninth grade team or a second ninth grade team or a second JV baseball team, things along those lines, and that's been huge for kids. Like I said, it gives them another year to develop and really learn the sport and try and improve themselves, while they work towards that goal of being a varsity player or a varsity starter, or an all-region or an all-state type kid. So,
yeah, it's interesting as you talk about it. They're just like, it's not necessarily one thing. It all helps everything, right?
Yeah.
One thing helps the other thing, and then the other thing helps that thing, and so on. It just it kind of seems like an both and thing as opposed to an or thing.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, you can't just have activities and not have people care about kids, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
You can have all the activities in the world, but if the people inside the building aren't taking an interest in kids and showing that it matters to them, well, then guess what? Those activities aren't going to matter as much as what they could. So,
how much of that is hiring the right people, and how much of it is developing people?
I think it's a little of both. Because I think until you come into our system and understand what our culture is like, you really don't know how to act, right? But once you start to live it and you start to see it and you start to see others model the kind of behavior that we're looking for, it just becomes second nature to you, I believe. And some people struggle with that, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
they're willing to work at it, and at the end of the day, we're all here for kids, and that's kind of our goal. That's what we want to do, is provide the best experience, whether it's in the classroom, on a stage, or on a competition floor or field. It's about trying to provide the best experience for these kids that they can have throughout their time at Central Cass.
Yeah, it's interesting. I remember way back when you had talked a lot about how some of the successful programs around the state seem to have people in position for a long time, and you've really had a lot of people sticking around. How much do you attribute to that?
Oh, I think that's huge. I mean, because when when you first get hired as a head coach, you're really looking at your current program, right? Like your current varsity program, maybe your current high school program. But the longer you're around, everything starts to kind of trickle down to your middle school and your elementary programs and stuff like that. Nice job by Sam to stay with that.
Fletchock with the catch there. Another quick inning. Keep watching here on yourliveevent.com as we move on to the fifth inning.
Is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ. 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Has to say it's Grand Forks post 6-7,
Oh, there you go. So, okay, we are back, and Mr. Lamar is being really hip with the kids now, talking 6-7 and all that.
I still don't understand what that means.
Usually by the time the parents figure it out, the kids have moved on to something else. Right?
That's usually how it works. Yep.
All right, so we are. It's 5-2, Grand Forks. Tweet's still on the mound, who's done a really nice job here for Grand Forks, and really, it looks like both sides are settled in. We got 4 zeros up there in a row, and Casselton post 15 hoping to stop that streak here.
Yeah, you start to get to this part of the game, you really want to be a little bit closer than what we are, or at least showing lives that we're showing that life that we're going to be closer than what we are.
Yeah, they've done a nice job here in the last couple innings of really not letting us even threaten too much. I don't know if we've had somebody at second or at least past second for a few innings here.
Yeah.
So.
And Tweet's done a good job. I mean,
he does.
He's not giving any freebies. He's making us put the ball in play, or he's making us miss when we swing. So.
Definitely. So here is Cole Boer to lead off the inning. Good hustle to first there, and a ground ball to short. Harm's really having a good game for Grand Forks on both sides of the field.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, he's a solid player. It's a lot like when we played Garrison, the outfielder they had.
Yeah.
Eigelhart. Yeah, that kid, the kind of ground he covered in the outfield, and then to show he can do the same thing in the infield was something else.
Yeah. And is that the kid that's going to Jamestown?
That's the kid that's going to Jamestown.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Jamestown making the move to Division II here in the last year or two. And Jamestown with a new college baseball coach for the first time in a long time. Yeah, there's actually been a decent amount of change in college baseball coaches in the area lately. As Caden Barstead flies out, we quickly have 2 outs again here in the top of the 5th inning. Yeah, Coach Hager moving on, or at least moving to a full-time deputy AD role. Maybe he'll be calling you first to console each other a little bit there.
Yeah.
But then Iliff, his longtime assistant, is going to take over there. Valley City State's head coach moves on to University of Mary, and the assistant Valley City State baseball coach is there. I think Northern just hired a new guy, so there's been just a ton of movement around the area.
Yeah, and I saw Lake Region up at Devil's Lake. They hired a
there
new
you
baseball
go.
coach,
And
too.
they just got the Botno guy.
Yeah, the Botno guy.
Yep. And I think the Botno guy had moved to the northwest part of the state real briefly, or at least was doing something over there, and then now he's Lake Region. So part of the gig there, I guess.
Really is, right?
LaCroix, I believe, or not LaCroix. It's something like that. It's but he's done a nice job up there. I know he did. I know he had the Babe Ruth team up in Botno as well, and I know he's heavily involved in a lot of the Babe Ruth and all that kind of stuff. And there we go, Belter with the ground ball up the middle. Harms has it and does what Harms seems to do. Gets the out. So we'll move to the bottom of the 5th inning. Lead is still the same, 5-2. And keep watching here on yourliveevent.com.
Up today all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the 3-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
All right, we are back here in the top of the 5th inning, 5-2 lead for Grand Forks. Everson remains on the mound here, and we had talked about both teams seem to have hit their stride on pitching and defense here for a while. We got 5 straight zeros up. Hopefully it didn't just ruin that, but number 17, Hoffner, the catcher, is going to be leading off the inning as we see Thulkus throwing it down to Boer at second. Speaking of Boer, we believe he's going to get a little bit of pitching time with with the Haymakers next week. Ryland Boulder has run into a little bit of a health thing, so it opens up an opportunity for Cole. He's earned that with a really good year. And here we go with Hoffner, the catcher.
I think that's one of the things that people, really don't look at as far as the importance of having this second team and stuff like that is, everybody is really one play away from being a starter or being a major contributor somewhere. And, if you don't have these games, it's really hard to develop that arm and develop that,
Yeah, and it doesn't just help you in the summer. It's going to help a new coach, Brent Nelson, in the spring too, right? Because they, plus kids are busy. They got a lot of things going on. So if they are sitting all summer, it's just really hard to keep them, right?
Yep. Yeah, I mean, the kids want to participate. That's what they want to do, and they're okay with practice. But if all you ever get to do is practice, well, gets to be pretty boring at times. So, giving them the opportunity to come out and play is huge.
Yeah, really no different with your setup with all the games in the high school, or all the different teams in the high school where you have the JV or C squad and all that, right? It's just at some point you got to get out there and play it a little bit, right?
Yeah, I mean, you talk a lot about the European model versus the American model and things like that. And Europeans believe 3 practices for every game, and but at some time too, like you said, I mean, it can't be all practice and no game, because the game is really the reward for the work you're putting in practice.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it gives you a really good list of things to work on in practice half the time, right? And, but it just and I mean, you learn a ton in the games too, right? You definitely do that. But yeah, I mean, I think it's sexy for us guys a little longer in the tooth to say, practice is always better and all that stuff. And I think, there's obviously a time and place for that too, but boy, you do learn a lot in the games too. And it doesn't do you good to develop kids that aren't there. And if they're quitting because they never get to play, it's really hard to develop them, right?
100%. Yeah, it's and by going out and getting to play, you as a coach get to see, like, okay, this is where we're struggling. This is the position we're struggling. Like, go back to the start of the game where the second inning where he's trying to do a sacrifice bunt, and we charge from first, but we don't cover first.
Yeah.
So that's something that if I'm Coach Swanson, I'm going to definitely put in the practice plan for tomorrow.
Definitely, and it's kind of nice to show the kids a picture of this is what we're working on. We saw the results, we saw the consequence of not doing it, right?
Yep.
So all right, we'll another quick inning there though. So we're moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. Keep watching here on yourliveevent.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
Offensive team.
All right, we are back. Bottom of the 5th inning here. Tweet's still on the mound. Yeah, fun to talk about all the different, different philosophies and different, development things, and really having, you really have to have the long view with some of this stuff. One thing that we talk about in the summer is like, there's a spot for everybody. You might not play on the team you want. You might not have the position you want. You might not pitch as much as you want, but there is a spot for all of you. But I kind of, with that, it's kind of interesting, just as we talked about it, it's also part of it. There has to be a level where they can get some playing time.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we, in a perfect world, we'd love to see kids, battle through adversity and do all that. But I think part of battling through adversity is just not playing where you want, and not
Right.
being on the team you want. But
Yeah.
but it doesn't necessarily have to mean you never get out there.
Right. And I mean, as a kid, you put the time in, going to practice and stuff like that. Well, you want to see it. You want to see it pay off in real life situations.
Yeah.
Not a controlled practice situation. So, getting to develop out here and do these things. It's super important to have these, these second level teams or junior teams.
Yeah.
To allow these kids to continue to build on their skill set.
And one thing you see with a lot of these guys is like they're not lesser players. They're just younger. They haven't grown into their body yet, maybe, or maybe they just the field's a little big for them still. For some of them, it's just like it's amazing how a lot of those guys have ended up being the best players when they get older.
Yeah.
Nice job there with an infield single by Hunter Hagness. And that will bring up Sam Fletchak, who hit one hard up the middle his last time up. And so to speak a little bit on the long view, it's funny. We just had a tournament in town, and you can run into some teams that have played a ton of games that summer, or they've and they beat you. Or they have a lot of success, but then you've done this for long enough where you've seen sometimes if you do it wrong at the younger ages, you don't have many of them left by the time you get older. So so you can win a lot young and then you can lose a lot late. But it's hard to know that as a parent that's just getting into it.
Oh yeah, for sure. You see it a lot with like their first child. Right?
For sure, for sure. We all say we were a little bit crazy with our oldest kids, right?
And it's the I always go back to the Mike Tice quote: "Trust the process," right? And because it is,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a process, and you just got to believe in it and know that we're trying to do what's best for every kid out here, and sometimes the best way to develop is maybe not being on that number one team,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So how do you? So what's interesting to me is you can see that and you say like, okay, yeah, I remember what I was like with my oldest kid. And well, every year there's going to be someone where their oldest kid is 9, and you just like know that's coming. How do you keep yourself from getting frustrated with that or getting defensive with that, and instead just kind of helping parents through that? How do you do that?
For me, I guess the way I look at it is, I think every parent should advocate for their child. And then, for me, as an AD or as a coach, it's sitting down with that parent and just kind of showing them the whole picture, right? Like everybody looks through life kind of in their own narrowed vision,
For
right?
sure. Yep.
And it's trying to help them see the bigger picture, like he or she's 9 years old right now,
Yeah.
Where do you want them at in 8 years when they're 17 years old?
Nice rip by Deutsch there to make it bases loaded. No outs.
A great start to the inning here by Casselton.
Yeah, here comes Jonah Focus. I got to feel Coach Swanson has to feel really good about bases loaded with Jonah coming up. Yeah, that it's funny that kind of was. I think I struggled with that a little bit in the coordinator role, where I just like you'd start to get frustrated with that, even though you knew you did that. Where now, like some of us that have been around for a while, you really think of, but no one's better positioned to help the next parent come along and kind of, because they're not doing anything wrong. Like you say, they, I think a great saying that I've heard some of you say is they just love their child more than they love the program, right?
Yeah.
And they're really not doing anything wrong, right?
Yeah, and you want involved parents.
You do. You really do.
Because, if you know that they're going to have their kids at practice on time, they're going to, they're willing to do those things.
Yep.
So you want that. It's just, and like I saw it when I was coaching FM athletics, right? Cause that's a youth team sport, if you will. And
nice play there by Harms. Took a quick look at second, but got the out at first. But a nice RBI ground out there for Jonah Thulkus, sacrificing himself a little bit for the team. And here comes Jared Stahl. And keep going, Travis.
Yeah, it's we always have quality, youth kids here, right? Kids that are able to go and compete at a high level. And when I was coaching at the FM level, it was really, explaining to those coaches and helping them understand it. Winning in 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, sure, it's nice. The kids love it, all that kind of stuff. But, at the time I was still, like I am now, coaching at the high school level as well. It's like what these kids will remember is not whether or not they were, 12-0 in 5th grade football. They'll remember what happened to them in high school football. So, I think if everybody goes into it with the right thought process of, hey, we really want these kids to love this game. Whatever it is, we really want them to love it at that younger age, and then you can build off of it, so that when they're juniors and seniors, you have a roster full of juniors and seniors.
Yeah.
And the only
makes
way,
a difference, doesn't
it?
They tend to win more, don't they?
Yeah, and I mean, not that you can't win with younger kids and stuff like that, but
for sure.
When you get to sprinkle in the freshmen and sophomores rather than relying heavily on freshmen and sophomores, chances are you're going to have more success.
Yeah, and if I think that's one of those things where people can hear that and think that you are saying something a little different, but like what you really want is you want a program where your best players are juniors and seniors, meaning that they stuck around and that they, what I mean? So like, it's awesome if you have a phenom that's a freshman.
Oh yeah.
But like, you also want that phenom that's a freshman to still be playing when he's a senior, and then and we see that's not always the case, right? A kid doesn't stay out just because he was great when he was a freshman. We find. Here comes Carter Nelson.
And you see it in all sports. I mean,
no question. No question.
Everything that's out there.
Yep. Yeah, so that's fun to see and kind of fun to, like you say, it's just like learning the process, and like you also kind of find out the adversity is really part of the point. That's really what you're trying to teach is from sports. When you get into real life, you're going to have adversity, and you like to have those coaches that teach you, here's what you have to do in the sport, but really they're teaching you something much bigger.
Yep.
So here comes Carter Nelson with two guys in scoring position here with 2 outs. Nice job by Grand Forks getting and Tweet getting the 2 quick outs. And here comes Cole Boer, who's really been hitting about as well as anybody.
Yeah, his first at bat, lined that one right up the middle for a nice hit.
Coach
last at bat,
a
little bit too close to the shortstop.
Yep, no question. Coach Larson looks like he's going to be having a little mound visit here, so we'll take advantage of that and take a quick break. Keep watching on yourliveevent.com.
Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
All right, we are back here, bottom of the 5th inning, 2 outs. Guys on second with bases loaded, and Cole Boer up in a really opportune spot here for post 15. They need to hit it somewhere else than at Harms, I think.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I was saying with Cole. His first shot was up the middle, second shot a little bit too close to that shortstop.
Yeah.
He can make a lot of plays.
Oh, look at this. That was an interesting play by both. That was interesting. I wonder how much of that was drawn up, and but either way, fun baseball to see.
That's tough, right? Because
that was tough.
Grand Forks' coach calls the time, and it allows Coach Swanson to be able to talk to his guys too.
Yeah, it kind of seemed like they baited him into the throw there at second. Looks like Jackson's dad hasn't taught him the pop-up slide there yet, but
Nope.
so we got the best part of this is seeing how we can get Joe to laugh.
Yeah,
over
and
there,
I mean,
so.
and honestly, that looked more like the Hulk Hogan leg drop than it did any kind of slide there. So that would make more sense in the Deutsch household.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So glad he was safe either way, but Boer goes down on strikes. And now here we are. We're moving to the top of the 6th inning. But they did get a couple runs back here, so we're sitting at 5-4 Grand Forks. Keep watching on yourliveevent.com.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argusville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
All right, we are back here. 5-4 Grand Forks. They hold on to the narrow lead there after the nice inning for post 15, but I think that almost felt like the top of the first inning a little bit for Grand Forks, where had a lot brewing. You know, still got a couple runs, but I don't think Grand Forks is too upset with the results of that happening.
No, I mean, you know, obviously Casselton definitely put some pressure on them there, but they left that inning with the lead, so got to feel good about it. But kudos to Coach Swanson, you know, getting creative and finding ways to bring some runs in.
Yeah. You're Brian Weiss coming to the plate. This just came across the wire. I understand that you have a new role with the North Dakota Coaches Association. You want to fill us in on that, Travis?
Not much to fill in. Last year's coaches convention, I was asked to run for the vice presidency, you know, when you stand at the ballot box handing out 20s to people, they're going to vote for you. And
we're doing good.
Yeah, I had to take out a loan from Dr. Deutsch though,
sure,
just to cover the expenses. But yep.
So this wasn't one of those things where they ask who wants it and everyone else takes a step back and you're left standing there. It wasn't that.
No, that's normally how it works for me.
Sure.
For this one, they went to votes on it, and somehow, maybe it was the person counted two for every one of my votes. Maybe, I don't know.
Sure. Well, congratulations. That's and I'm not surprised. That's good to see you representing folks on that.
I just think it's important, you know, when you're involved in the line of work that we do and stuff like that, to get involved. I think it's good for your school. I think it's good for the rest of your coaches that you work with too, because, you know, you get involved in meetings and stuff like that, and you kind of hear different ways of handling different things, and you know, you're never too old to learn something new. And
so what's the makeup of that? Is it like a committee that you chair then, or what does that look like?
So there's a president, a president-elect, a vice president, a past president. So there's 6 of us that are elected at one time or another. Then you serve a 5-year term. And then there's the rest of the committee that is constant. They've been appointed to it, whether through election and then decide to take it on. And the biggest thing we do is, you know, host the convention every year and the work that goes into that, and then just be there for support for other coaches.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
So.
Well, they finally got Harms out, but barely. You know, it looked like Everson got him a little off balance there, and Fletchuk made a really nice play to get it to first, but that was about as bang a play at first as it could possibly be. So then, does it involve monthly meetings?
We have
more
quarterly.
often than that, or quarterly meetings? Okay.
Yep. Okay. So quarterly meetings, along with, emails back and forth and stuff.
Sure.
Especially as we prep for the convention coming up the end of this month. I think that's one of the beauties of technology, right? You don't always have to meet in Jamestown or Bismarck or whatever. You can communicate, whether it's through, a Teams chat or just through email to get things accomplished.
So what's your term? Is that a 3-year term, 4-year term, or what is that?
5 years.
5 years. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All right, that scored a run. That's a clutch 2-out hit there from Nelson, the center fielder, scoring Weiss, and that will bring up the designated hitter Kellen Bavette here as Grand Forks goes up, takes a 2-run lead here once again.
And a big thing for Casselton here is just to get this third out before we give up too much. He kind of battled back there in the bottom half. He'd like to keep that runner stranded at second if possible.
Yeah, big for Grand Forks to take back some of the momentum there. You score a couple, you really like to have a quick inning, and it really started out well there, but then the that clutch hit there takes some of that back, and now if you're Casselton and you want to stop it, you want to close out the inning and keep yourself within striking distance. Yeah, Bavette, the designated hitter, he's made some good contact today as well.
It's that outside corner.
Yeah, there you go. They're finding that spot. All right, now we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. 6-4 lead here by Grand Forks. Keep watching on yourliveevent.com.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
All right, we are back here as we move to the bottom of the 6th inning, and Tweet still on the mound. Both starting pitchers still in the game. I want to remind you that the foul balls here are sponsored by Xcel Energy. Xcel Energy is proud to support Casselton baseball and the community spirit that brings everyone together. Xcel Energy, making energy work better. Wherever the season takes you, Bank North is here with local banking, local decisions, and a commitment to the communities they serve. Learn more at banknorth.bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. We're appreciative of those sponsors, aren't we, Travis?
Yes, we are. It's hard to get things done without their generosity. So we appreciate everything that our community is willing to do for us and all of our activities here.
Yeah. A lot of support all across the board from companies and businesses and organizations and individuals. We're just really lucky. Here comes Caden Barstead, designated hitter here, number 16. They got a few of these on the team, but Caden's one of these guys that always had to play baseball at a different age than his grade because of just where his birthday lands. The nice part for all three of those guys is now in Legion it goes to a different date, so they're all with their grade the rest of the way out, which will line up well with the high school team. Nice double there to start it out for Barstead. Really hammered that. He's done a lot of that this year. He's just really had a good year all the way across the board. And here comes Nick Belter. Nick hurt himself in the spring. We kind of thought that he'd be done for the summer, but he's been able to play through some shoulder pain here, and he's been a real nice piece of the team here this summer. Good start there, down 2 and 0 outs. we'll see if they can capitalize. The Grand Forks has done a nice job of closing out of these types of innings, but we'll see how that goes. So have you gotten in some lake time then this summer, Travis?
Yeah, we've been up there a couple times. With the 4th, the holiday weekend that we had, we were able to get up there, and so it's been nice to get away. It seems like it's not always just relaxing though. We're always doing something.
Sure. Sure.
Whether it's shoveling rock for a pathway or just mowing grass, it seems like there's always something to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
Absolutely. Keeps you young.
Yeah, sure. Maybe your body doesn't feel like it the next day, but.
Up in the Devil's Lake area, right?
Yep, just outside of Devil's Lake. So it's a little bit of a drive, but it's peaceful, so it's well worth it.
Had a wrestling camp trip down to University of Nebraska, and that was successful by all accounts. It sounds.
Yeah. Boys and girls both wrestled really well. Both came away with a lot of experience and. And had success down there, which was key. And quite honestly, I think the biggest thing was the camaraderie that you build when you go on those type of things. So.
Yep. Little bus time.
Oh,
you can always help, right?
Yep.
Now there's that outside corner we talked about, right? Nick goes down on strikes. Here comes Hunter Hagness with 1 out and a runner in scoring position, and Caden Barstead, who led off the inning with a hard rip into right center field.
Yeah, and with Hunter's speed, anything that he can put into play, he puts pressure on that defensive player to get the ball over to first in time.
Yeah, no question. That is, with the speed, that's what you don't want. You don't want the foul fly, but obviously it's not like your old slow pitch days where you can kind of push it wherever you want. It's a little tougher with the hard pitching, right? Yeah, right. Right. Speaking of that, Luke Hagness, Hunter's dad, was a good softball player with you back in the day.
Yeah, he still plays.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, and he's actually pretty good in the amateur baseball side when Casselton throws their teams together as well.
I believe it. I don't think he's slowed down any from high school either, so.
Uninjurable type of guy, I think.
I think so. Got the body that doesn't break.
Boy, he's living on that outside corner, which is just a pitcher's dream. It's really nice to see for Mr. Tweet. And now Hunter has to battle here with 2 strikes.
Tried the outside a little bit too far this time, though.
Yeah. Yeah, Hunter can pack a pretty good punch, and he's a quicker guy, but he's hit a lot of doubles this year from hitting it hard to left there. But Liam gets the best of him that time, and that brings up 2 outs. And Sam Fletchock, who has put together a nice game this evening.
Yeah, Sam's played well defensively, and nice to see him get a timely hit here.
I think it's always funny to see the shift for the lefties. You never really see that with the righties, right? So it's kind of interesting. But if Sam hits it hard where he did that first time, it's going to be right perfect where the hole's at, right?
Yep.
Goes the other way, but it looks like Kaufman has that measured for the last out of the inning. That will move us into the last inning. Top of 7. Keep watching here on yourliveevent.com.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Welcome back here in the top of the 7th inning as Grand Forks holds the narrow lead here, 6-4. We've had Tweet and Everson pitching the whole time here, and really pretty well played game across the board, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I would. I mean, there were a couple throws from Casselton that kind of got, did not land in their target area. Let's put it that way.
Sure.
But aside from that, really nice plays defensively behind Will, and Will's pitched a good game. I mean, he had the one hit by pitch. Otherwise, he's been pretty consistent, pounding that strike zone and making Grand Forks do the work.
Kept himself alive on that hit by Tweet.
Yep.
So that was good, too.
Yep.
Here comes number 9, Caden Benby, the right fielder. A reminder for anyone watching in the area, there is a movie night tonight at Governor's Park. That's free, and there's free popcorn, and just come on out there and check the movie out. Fun little outing for folks that are around Casselton tonight. You watch any good movies lately, Travis?
Oh. Yeah, I watched the Michael Jackson one.
Oh, you did?
That just came out.
You did. And is it true that this is Michael of like the good years, and then Jackson's going to come out of more kind of the rougher years? Is that kind of how that's supposed to be?
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely portrayed, his younger years and kind of his time with Jackson 5, just as he started becoming a solo artist, is about when it ended.
Okay.
So.
Okay, here comes Hoffner, the catcher. You have Will, who's pitching here, went to that and loved it, and him and his buddies all loved it, and kind of fun to, when we were growing up, it's hard to explain to kids now just how big Michael Jackson was during those years, so kind of fun to see them learn more about him.
It is funny, like as I watched the movie, you kind of think back and, when you're in that moment, you don't realize how big he really was, right?
Sure.
But,
sure.
Very few artists have kind of been that way.
Totally.
You had Elvis, and then you had the Beatles.
Right.
And then it was kind of Michael's turn, know, and
maybe a little Garth Brooks on the countryside, maybe, but there's very few in that stratosphere.
Yep. But yeah, that was a good movie, and the best part was I watched it at home.
Really?
Yeah.
A little like one
Amazon
of the
Prime
local
or
service,
something like that, maybe.
Yeah, boy, that is a nice addition to be able to do that.
Yep.
Ooh. There's a little beanball. Like didn't feel too great there for kind of just kept curving in on him, so I wasn't expecting, I think, to get hit that way. So Hoffner, the catcher.
No, that one caught him good. I'd be surprised if he stays in.
Here comes Kaufman up to the plate with no outs. Guys on first and second. Looks like Coach Swanson might be saying this is the last batter. Must be getting up to a pitch count, I'm guessing. Good time for a triple play here.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, we did have one of those. I don't know if you were here that night, but there was a triple play in one of the games this year. They all kind of run together. I'm trying to remember which one that was. But could happen, I guess. So here comes Gunnar Bockel to run at first base. Like you say, it looks like Hoffner's had better days.
Good to see him come off the field there. You know, a little bit of a jog to it. So
yeah. All right, here comes Kaufman. Yeah, I went to Young Washington over the July 4th break. And actually watched it in the theater, first movie in a while in the theater. That was good. It was really good. So instead of a young Michael Jackson, this was a young George Washington. Got lucky to keep him at second there.
Yeah, they did. Nice heads-up play by Jonah. I get what he's thinking there, but
yep,
you know, it's is the risk worth the reward on that?
Yeah, it's great question. That you know, and I suppose there's not a lot of guys that are going to play Junior Legion that can do that from their knees and get it there pretty good. So it looks like we're trying a few different things here. Jairus doesn't know where the ball's at because it hit the runner, so it made it kind of go off in a weird area. Now we have guys on second and third, no outs, and it's probably time to get the batter here.
Yeah.
Got a ground ball to Cole, and safe everywhere. And that will score another run here for Grand Forks as they take the lead 7-4. And Liam Tweet, the pitcher, will come up to the plate, and Coach Swanson's going to make a change. My guess would be that's necessitated by pitch count. So there will be a new pitcher here, which gives us a chance to go to break. Keep watching here on yourliveevent.com.
Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Casselton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Casselton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471. Casselton Parks and Recreation provides a wide range of programs, activities, and community events throughout the year. From parks, facilities, shelters, and outdoor spaces, they're perfect for gatherings, recreation, and enjoying a peaceful break in nature. Enjoy Cottonwood Golf Course for a fun and challenging round of golf for every skill level. To book a tee time or to find out more about Casselton Parks and Recreation, go online to CasseltonParks.com. That's CasseltonParks.com.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
All right, we are back here. Guys at first and third. And the pitcher, Liam Tweet, is up here for Grand Forks. Got a nice 3-run lead here. After being a close game the whole way, the post 15's in a little bit of a danger of this getting out of hand. They will concede that runner over to second.
Yeah, you really want to see him just be able to get, you know, great pitch by Jer. But, you know, if you're able to keep these guys on second and third.
Another run there. I think Grand Forks will take that trade, but at least he got the out there.
Now batting for post 6, the left fielder, number 1, Brian Weiss.
So now we'll have 8-4 lead. 1 out and guy in third base as Brian Weiss steps in. Nice pitch by Jairus. Starting ahead on each of the batters here so far. He's also seems to be working that outside a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to give it to you, right?
Take it. Heck yeah.
less damage done out there if they do make contact, and what they're going to do to you if you put it down the heart of the plate, right?
That's right. That's right. There, as we get the foul ball there, we'll get you caught up on the changes here. So Jared Stahl is in the pitch. Nick Belter goes from second to first, and then Will Everson goes from pitching to second base. Just a little triangle change there. Another foul ball, looks like. Not by much, but it's a little easier to tell fair and foul with the turf field.
Yeah.
Kind of nice.
A bright white line on that bright green grass sure does help.
Yeah, that definitely helps.
Jarris throws hard. Be
He
nice
does.
to see him throw one hard one right by him here. Get that strikeout.
There you go, and we've seen him take a little off a couple different times there, which can be good, can be bad if it allows him to catch up a little bit, right? But it seems to have worked so far. Ground ball to Boer. Once again, they trade the out for the run. And before you know it, it's 9-4. Grand Forks over post 15.
Now batting for post 6.
And if you're Grand Forks, you'll take those outs all day as long as you're scoring runs with it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Insurance run for each out. Sounds kind of good to them, I'm guessing. Here comes first baseman Bryce Carenta. Jairus, to his credit, has really pounded the zone since coming in, really making Grand Forks earn it. Came into a tough situation. Air by Everson at second base there, and that will bring Grand Forks back to the top of the order with Owen Harms, who has really had a nice game for Grand Forks.
Yeah, not really the guy you want to see here.
No, but every time up to the plate, he seems to be causing problems, and he's really been, boy, if he hit it anywhere in his area on defense, he seems to get outside of that too. And we got a overthrow there to first.
Going to cost him 2 bases on that one.
That moves him over to third here. We do have 2 outs. And 9-4 here in the top of 7. With arguably Grand Forks' best hitter up. At least he sure looked like that tonight for us. Good little breaking ball from Stahl there. Got on the inside part of the plate there. Perfect night though. The night is about as nice as you could possibly be. We've had some hot days and some rain lately, so this is a nice little reprieve.
Yeah, not too humid. Little breeze to it.
Now they're able to get out of the inning, and we will move to the bottom of the 7th, where post 15 will have one more shot. Keep watching here to see how that ends up on yourliveevent.com.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile Project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
All right, we are back here just in time for the top of the 7th inning. Jackson Deutsch leading off, and Liam Tweet still on the mound. Really has been pretty efficient the whole way. And, boy, anywhere else you feel pretty good about that, but Harms makes that look pretty easy. Not everyone makes that look easy going back like that.
No, and he seemed to track it the whole way and never struggled with it at all.
Makes me think I'd like to watch their shortstop from their top team. He must be pretty good.
Yeah, right.
So here comes Jonathan Holgus, the catcher. Junior Legion were in Jamestown earlier this week for a doubleheader, playing on the new Gould fields there, the turf fields right next to Jack Brown. It was interesting to see that night Jack Brown was wide open, and they were using those fields, so you don't see that very often. But probably okay to give the grass field a breather on certain nights.
Yeah, I think that's probably been the biggest struggle with Jack Brown is they don't really get to do the maintenance that they want because it's so busy all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, you like the philosophy that they err on the side of using it, right, and playing, but it's got to be that as it may, it's got to be tough on it, right, when they, they have the underground watering and they got all that stuff, but you think about they're really the state leader in amateur because of all the stuff that Tom Gould and team do out there, and then a ton of different teams use it. Did he get that one? Looks like that might be foul too, but hit it a long ways over the fence there, foul ball. And then the college, use it a ton in the fall and the spring.
You look at that how much that field gets used between college, like you said, amateur, high school, and then you get into the summer with Legion, upper level Babe Ruth, always busy.
No question. Well, that's the ball game. Really went out quickly there in the bottom of the 7th inning. We will come back after break and hand out some awards for the for this game, and we'll do it in the following order. First off, the precision play of the game, Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Agassiz Precision Ag in Hillsboro. Call 701-436-2119 or visit planterdoc.com. That will typically be like the best defensive player is kind of how we like to do that one. Then we will do the HTC connection of the game. Usually a big hit of some sort. Discover local reliability you can trust. Halstead Telephone. It's how to connect. HalsteadTel.com. And then last but most certainly not least, it will be the Enbridge player of the game. Life takes energy. Enbridge, energy for life. Enbridge.com for career opportunities. Travis and I will talk it over here on break and come back and hand out some awards. Keep watching on yourliveevent.com.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
All right, we are back here, and we're going to start with the Agassiz Precision Play of the Game. Your local precision planting dealer, Agassiz Precision Ag in Hillsboro. Call 701-436-2119 or visit planterdoc.com. We both kind of blurted this one out pretty quick. What's your play of the game?
To me, it's that sliding catch by their left fielder. Like, just a great play. You know, tracked it the whole way. And got his glove on it. I thought for sure it was going to drop, but
yeah. Brian Weiss out there in left came forward, and kind of seemed like post 15 could have something brewing there, but really great play, and that is our Agassiz Precision Play of the game. Next, we'll go to the HTC connection of the game. Discover local reliability you can trust. Halstead Telephone. It's how to connect. HalsteadTel.com. We mentioned this guy's name a lot.
Yeah. I mean, and like I said, arguably could have been maybe even the player of the game.
Right. Yeah, no question.
He definitely had the hit of the game. You know, with that 3-run double in the second inning, just kind of broke it open for Grand Forks and just let them kind of relax and play defense after that. They were never really, they never lost the lead after that. And, yeah, so to me, that hit really opened the game up for them.
Yeah, Owen Harms with a big 3-run double, and to your point of how he could have just as well been a player of the game too, is when you say they got the lead and then they could just pitch and play D, he was a big part of that defense.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was.
All right, next we'll go to the Enbridge player of the game. And basically, Harms would have had it, but anytime you have a guy go the distance at this level and pitch a complete game and, really only get into trouble kind of in 2 innings, but limit the damage in both, we kind of have to give this one to Liam Tweet, the pitcher, don't we?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he pounded the strike zone. He didn't really give up any free ones to Casselton. Made them earn every base runner that they had, and trusted his defense behind him. I mean, that's all you can ask for from a pitcher, and he gave him that tonight.
Yeah, so well-played game. I really think, other than maybe post 15 kind of lost the mojo a little bit there in the last inning. It really was a pretty clean game most of the game. Like you had mentioned, Casselton maybe threw it around a little too much early and then late in the game, and that was maybe the difference. But fast-paced game. It definitely wasn't one of those games where we were, can't wait for it to be over or anything like that. It was good that way. But nice win for Grand Forks, and we'll see what happens here in the nightcap. After we'll take about probably a 20-minute break or something like that. Keep watching on yourliveevent.com.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argosville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
At Casselton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Casselton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Casselton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471. Casselton Parks and Recreation provides a wide range of programs, activities, and community events throughout the year. From parks, facilities, shelters, and outdoor spaces, they're perfect for gatherings, recreation, and enjoying a peaceful break in nature. Enjoy Cottonwood Golf Course for a fun and challenging round of golf for every skill level. To book a tee time or to find out more about Casselton Parks and Recreation, go online to CasseltonParks.com. That's CasseltonParks.com.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neillsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argusville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
At Casselton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Casselton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Casselton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471. Casselton Parks and Recreation provides a wide range of programs, activities, and community events throughout the year. From parks, facilities, shelters, and outdoor spaces, they're perfect for gatherings, recreation, and enjoying a peaceful break in nature. Enjoy Cottonwood Golf Course for a fun and challenging round of golf for every skill level. To book a tee time or to find out more about Casselton Parks and Recreation, go online to CasseltonParks.com. That's CasseltonParks.com.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argosville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
At Casselton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Casselton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Casselton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471. Casselton Parks and Recreation provides a wide range of programs, activities, and community events throughout the year. From parks, facilities, shelters, and outdoor spaces, they're perfect for gatherings, recreation, and enjoying a peaceful break in nature. Enjoy Cottonwood Golf Course for a fun and challenging round of golf for every skill level. To book a tee time or to find out more about Casselton Parks and Recreation, go online to CasseltonParks.com. That's CasseltonParks.com.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile Project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
And for us,
welcome back here. We'll get our innings right here. Thanks for joining us again for Game 2, as our Casselton Post 15 are hosting Grand Forks. Grand Forks got the better of Casselton in the first game. We got Carter Nelson starting on the mound here for Casselton in Game 2, and we'll go from left to right in each of the spots here again. In left field, Wes Overland is playing. Center field is Hunter Hagness. Right field is Caden Barstead. Third base is Sam Fletchak. Shortstop is, once again, I should say, and shortstop once again is Cole Boer. Caden Thompson, or we'll probably refer to him plenty as KT tonight, is at second base. Jared Stahl at first. Catching, is it Jonah back there again? Looks like Jonah Thokus is catching, and then Carter Nelson is pitching, and leading off once again for Grand Forks is Owen Harms. Pop fly, one pitch, got a pop fly. Looks like Jarris is going to call that, and one down right away. Couldn't ask for a much better start, Travis.
No, especially against their most dangerous hitter. You know,
yeah,
I mean,
right.
He definitely hurt us in the first game, so to keep him off the base pass and give your defense that shot in the arm of starting off with the first out. Great start so far.
Here comes Reed Nelson. So really starting with the same few guys here for Grand Forks. And Reed Nelson's in center field, just like Harms is at shortstop again. This is another great example of where the second team is nice. Like, even if you are getting a little time on the haymakers, you probably aren't pitching, so you get to come down and do a little bit of that. Plus, you get to relieve arms for Coach Swanson a little bit too.
Yeah, and great opportunity for Carter, you know, to get on the mound and kind of show what he has. So if you're, you know, if you start to run into some pitch count and stuff with the haymakers, you know that, hey, you know, we need to put a guy out there for a couple at bats. Let's see what we have in Carter.
Yeah, it's all about coaches finding out who they can trust in what spots, right? And so Kellen Bavette, coming up here, the big first baseman. That was about the perfectly placed single there by Nelson, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Boer was shading middle there a little bit against the left-hander, and he just hit it enough in the hole so Fletchak couldn't get there, and Cole was just too far over from where he was playing. So well done, well placed by Mr. Nelson. Looked like might have been a little bit of miscommunication on who is covering there. Really, nobody was there. Always fun to watch Jonah throw it down.
Yeah,
he's he's nailed down so many this year. You just don't see that at any level much, but so that's been a lot of fun to watch.
I do think with the jump that Nelson got off first, though, I think it was going to be tough to get him there. But
agreed.
But yeah, you're right. He, you know, we saw it in that Garrison game. Just how many base runners he eliminated because they kept trying to steal. And at one point, I kind of looked at Al like, why do you keep trying? You know?
Right. And a little slow on the scouting report here, but Carter's doing a nice job pounding the zone here right away. And when you talk about that, when you talk about boys, sometimes you might need some innings. Like what a coach wants is someone that's going to go in there and throw strikes right away, right? So that there's always a spot for that kid. Ground ball to Fletchak, gets past him. Good hustling after it to keep him at third. So first and third with one out.
Yeah, kind of a sharply hit ball and kind of caught him in between hops there.
That brings up the third baseman, Max Geets, for Grand Forks with guys on first and third. Now, once again, top of the first inning, Grand Forks has something brewing, and we'll see if Post 15 can Houdini their way out of this one. Nice pitch on the outside third. So tonight's umpires in the nightcap. Georgia Hughes is on the bases, and Alex Everson is behind home plate. Get a hit by pitch there, which is going to have the bases loaded with one out. And Gunnar Bockel coming to the plate, the designated hitter for the nightcap.
And if you ask Carter, he'd probably tell you it was strategy. We got force outs now everywhere. So
no question. No question. He is quick with the one-liner.
Oh, he is so good with them.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that has a smile all the time where he just seems like he's up to no good, but it's hard not to smile around him because of the sense of humor that he has. So Bacco looking to do some damage here with one out. Bases loaded. You got a pop fly out there to Overland. See if he has that measured up. He does. But that will get a score for Grand Forks, and they have the early lead 1-0. Probably early in the game, both coaches take that trade off.
Yeah, you know, I think for Grand Forks, just kind of picking up where they left off, and you know, for Casselton, it's about limiting the amount of damage here that that Grand Forks might possibly do to you here.
Noah Craig here, left fielder coming to the plate. Still keeping the forces there with guys in first and second, but you do have a runner in scoring position. Good hustle by Stahl, but the ball is just a little out of play. boy, walking around in between games, it couldn't be a nicer night out.
Oh, beautiful out there. It is just beautiful. As a player, these are the kind of games you'd love to play in. Just
No doubt.
Beautiful weather.
This is what we're longing for in January.
Oh, yeah.
Probably good with how busy your wrestling season is that the weather's not this nice outside.
Yeah, you know, I tell everybody that's one of the beauties about coaching a winter sport indoors. It's always 72 degrees.
That's right. Nice play by Hunter. Came a long ways, took charge there, and tracked it down in left center. So one run, but Casselton does a nice job of closing out of that inning, and that will bring us to the bottom of the first inning. Keep watching on yourliveevent.com.
Is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Halsted.
All right, we are back here in the bottom of the first inning. 1-0 lead, and I don't know if it'll be every time, but it looks like the pitcher here will, Brendan Thompson, will do a little kind of three-quarter sidearm-ish thing here on some of his throws, so that'll be a little interesting for the batters.
Yeah, not your traditional look, that's for sure.
No, but it looks like he got some pace on it. So we'll see here how Carter Nelson and crew handle it. Carter leading off tonight. Just to go through the order quick, leading off is the pitcher Carter Nelson, and then it'll be the catcher Jonah Tholkus, followed by first baseman Jared Stahl, then Caden Barstead in right, Cole Boer at shortstop, Sam Fletchak at third, Caden Thompson at second, Wesley Overland out in left, and then Will Everson's DHing for Hunter Hagnes, who's playing center field this evening. One of the things they allow in Junior Legion as well as Class A Legion is you can DH for any position. So it gives the coaches some nice flexibility to get some more guys in the lineup.
Well, and in the case of Casselton, you get the power from Will Everson now.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt.
In the lineup, right?
That definitely doesn't hurt, yes. Absolutely. So what's your favorite Will Everson story?
Oh. We only got 7 innings here, Brent.
I know that you guys have a kinship there a little bit, which is always funny. So I know you have that with a lot of people. But
yeah, no, Willard's awesome. Every day he's got something for me. Every day, see him in the hallway and it's something. So, the latest one was playing a little one-on-one with Zemer. Andrew had kind of beat him off the dribble, but he recovered and blocked his shot off the backboard. So, big day for him. Wanted to make sure everybody knew about it. Asked me if we could maybe find it on video, so he's got record of it. So,
yeah, that sounds like him. So,
oh yeah. And in his eyes, it was strategy to let Andrew beat him off the dribble,
for sure.
So he could,
For sure. Jonah Tholkus with the hit right over shortstop. Jonah's one of these guys. He spent his July 4th night hitting up at the field. Him and his dad were up here as fun to see them getting a little extra time in, but that's kind of the way he thinks. So,
he's a kid that just continues to work on his craft, and it's the kind of you love to see it pay off for him. When kids are putting that kind of work in, you definitely want to see it pay off. I mean, you want to see it pay off for everybody, but especially those kids that are willing to take the extra time and put in the extra effort.
Yeah, Jackson Deutsch running at first base. It's it can feel cliche, or it can feel like well, boy, anybody could do that, but not everybody does, right? They say there's no traffic jams going the extra mile, and that seems to be true. Little foul ball there on the first base side with Jarrett Stahl up to bat.
Yeah, and Coach Swanson realizing that Jackson has Brandy's speed and not Joe's, so using him as the pinch runner.
It's not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea.
Mm. Are you saying that Joe doesn't have any track records at Fargo North?
Probably not. It's been a while since we've been, wandering the halls of Fargo North High School, and
sure.
I don't remember if I saw a statue there anymore either, to be honest with you.
Wow.
So,
wow. Well, there we got guys on first and third, one out.
Caden Barstead had that huge hit in the last game.
He did.
It'd be nice to see him follow that up right here.
And look at that. He's going to the other way. But nice play there by the left fielder, Craig. Deutsch does make it home. Yeah. So good move by Coach Swanson there.
Nice base running there.
There we go. You got guys that you got two outs. And Jarris over there at first base, and here comes Cole Boer. Casselton pulls it back to even. Really feeling a lot like that other game here to start, doesn't it?
Yeah, you just kind of hope that Casselton's the one with the big inning in this one.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, keep it as clean as possible here on defense. Get that slowly up the middle. Might have got just enough of a bobble there, and not something that we've seen a lot tonight from Harms. But that can be one of those where it either has a weird spin, or you're kind of thinking about your next step before you get there. It looked like it could have been. So here we got guys on first and second. Sam Fletchock coming up. What you like to see there is very little reaction from Harms. He just kind of goes on to the next play, and there's probably a reason he doesn't make many of those plays.
Well, I think that's part of all of athletics, right? You're going to have failures out there. It's just a matter of not letting that failure lead to another one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that can be a thing that's hard to coach. Sometimes it's just a guy kind of just have that, or at least grows into that.
Yep.
Nice play there by the second baseman, Lauman. And but we're all even again. Game basically starts over here in the second inning. Keep watching here on yourliveevent.com.
Delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neelsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argosville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
Yep.
Welcome back here, top of the second inning. Another reminder for anybody in the area that there is a movie night tonight at Governor's Park down in the Front Street, Casselton. Free movie, free popcorn. I believe there's something else free, but I forget what it is. But come down there and enjoy it. Like you said earlier, Travis, perfect small town event.
Yeah, great opportunity for the community to come out and, you know, just enjoy an evening together. And 9:30 is kind of late there for a guy my age.
Yeah, here comes Jax Hauser, the catcher, to lead off this inning with Carter Nelson pitching there. Would be fun to hear Carter's dialogue in between pitches out there. He's, as we've mentioned before, he's a very funny young man. Good leadoff double there. Really nice hit down the line by Hauser.
Now batting for post 6, the second baseman, number 15, Alex Lohman.
Now batting the second baseman, Alex Lohman. And in to run is number 1, and I'm forgetting who that is. Oh, is it the loose one there? There you go, thank you. In to run is number 1, Brian Weiss, who made the nice play, had the Agassiz play of the game there in the first game. Both teams doing a nice job of getting the guys in that didn't play the first game. Second baseman Lohman coming up looking to do some damage with a runner in scoring position there.
Yeah, that's a tough one for Jonah to handle there. You know, kind of took that high hop and.
Yeah, it can kind of be a no man's land there. I don't think that happened on this one, but the one thing that we found is the front of the plate. Anything that hits the front of the plate is really tough to deal with, but I think that's the case in any kind of field. Ground ball and just throwing up the line there. Carter did a really nice job of getting there in a hurry. But threw it up the line and nice backup by Kane Barstead, but still gets 2 bases on the overthrow.
Yeah, there's a lot of room over there, you know.
Yeah.
That ball gets past, it's going to roll for a while.
Yeah, never know how it's bouncing off that curb and fence off there. And so here comes Diego Mueller, the right fielder, who's batting 9 this evening for Grand Forks in the nightcap. From everyday banking to ag and business lending, Bank North supports local families and businesses with financial solutions rooted in community commitment and local decisions. Visit banknorth.com to learn more. Bank North member FDIC and equal housing lender. The pop-up, that's going to get out of play. Those can get kind of loud here. Yeah, once again in the adjacent field tonight, we had 7 and 8 year olds out doing their parents' night tonight with announcing and music and all that fun stuff. So it looked like a lot of fun being had over there. Should be a good night for concessions.
Yeah, during the break, it sure seemed like it was busy. So grilling a lot of dogs and a lot of burgers.
Good night for that. There, we got the strikeout.
Yeah, good response by Carter there. After the throw over to first, comes back, is able to get the next batter to strike out.
Now he's got his leadoff hitter, Owen Harms, up again here. Nice pitch to start.
They got him to pop out in the first, see if he can do something similar here.
A really scary situation for post 15 here when you got one out at the guy at third and in such a good hitter up here at the top of the order. We'll see if they can. We take that pop out again. I hit by pitch once again. Some strategy from Carter. Here comes Reed Nelson, center fielder.
Number 7, Reed Nelson.
Now if you're Carter, you want something down in the zone. Hopefully they hit the top half of it, little ground ball. Maybe get that double play and get out of the inning here.
Yes, that would be just what the doctor ordered. I'm guessing kind of looks like Harms is going to be moving. There he goes. Oh, I think he got him there. He had good strategy there with the pickoff throw to third from Tholkus. Gets Lohman.
Oh, just a perfect throw, too.
It really was. Really was. And Fletchak applies the tag nicely, and similar to the play that you had talked about before, I don't think they're getting him at second. I think he had already stole that. So, really smart move. Ooh, that one took off. Got past Barstead out there. And Nelson's going to have a stand-up triple.
Well hit ball.
Yeah, it was crushed. Crush almost looked like I think Caden kind of thought he had a beat on it, and then before you know it, it was like, whoa, that's coming a little hotter than I thought. So that makes it a 3-1 lead for Grand Forks with 2 outs here in the top of the second. Nice pitch by Nelson.
And now with 2 out, just focus on the guy at the plate. Try and get that out.
Yep. Yeah, looking out to center field there, I look at the playground. There's pretty much always somebody on the playground equipment, isn't it? It's really well used year-round. I can imagine during the school year even better, but in the summer it gets plenty of use.
Yeah, it sure does. I mean, I tell you, I've been outside during recess, and holy man, kids everywhere out there. So it's nice to have that equipment right there and give those kids a chance to, expend some of that energy, if you will.
Yeah. The count goes even here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs, and runner at third there. We'll see, like you say, hopefully he can induce a well, there you go, another hit by pitch. It's like the bench for Grand Forks having a little fun with that one.
Now batting for post 6 is the third baseman, number 11, Max Eats.
Third baseman Max Geets comes to the plate with guys on first and second. Nice block by Tholkus.
Yeah, not much gets by him.
No. Always going to be lots of effort back there, which is fun to see. Minor foul balls are sponsored by Excel Energy. Tonight's game is brought to you by Excel Energy, proudly powering communities like Casselton and across North Dakota. Oh, looks like they got him. That had him leaning the wrong way there. Two guys picked off bases. You don't see that very often and Grand Forks still got 2 runs in the inning, so that could have really been a tough inning. But there we go. Now we're moving on to the bottom of the second inning. Keep watching here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Post 15 for Casselton, 1.
Today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Now it's more at high.
We are back here, moving to the bottom of the second inning. As our PA address announcer pointed out there, Jonathan Okus making himself some money in that inning. His dad has a deal with him to pay him $20 every time he throws a runner out, and we think he needs a loan here shortly.
And if he didn't have that deal, he's got it now.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it's tough to back out on now. No, really special arm talent with Jonah. He's worked on it a lot, and it's been fun to watch that. It's really a difference maker in a game.
Oh, I mean, you look at that. You know, they got runners all over the place, and we're able to pick him off at third on a double steal try, and then able to pick him off on first to get out of the inning. You know, I mean,
yeah.
Talk about a pitcher and a defense's best friend.
No question. No question. Here comes Caden Thompson. KT, nice speed guy, and makes a lot of hard contact. Pretty versatile. He can play, likes to play either second or the outfielder. That's where coach likes to put him anyways.
Yeah, he's a kid. If you can get his speed on a base pass, you're going to be in trouble as a defense.
Yeah. The Grand Forks players that are not in the game have really upped their game for this second match here. It's fun to see. Ooh, nice play by Harms. You had to hurry there with Caden going down the line. Made a really nice play. Makes that look pretty easy, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Here comes Wes Overland, another fast kid. Yeah, one of those guys you want to see hit on the ground or a line drive and just watch him run a little bit. Thompson's done a really nice job of throwing strikes so far and working the ball in and out.
Yeah, he's kind of working all levels of that strike zone right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Makes it tough on every batter when you're able to kind of work the whole zone and get strikes where you want them.
And with that kind of like three-quarter release, you think it's going to take a time or two through the order for these guys to really get her down?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I haven't got to see all their games this year, but I can't imagine they've seen a delivery like this.
Yeah, right. And there you go. There's Wes is going to run as fast as he can, and close play. Close play. You like to see him push the envelope like that, though. It's going to cause a lot of errors at every level, let alone this level. So here comes Will Everson.
Post 15. It's the designated hitter, number 1, Will Everson.
Once again, as is customary, Thompson starts with a strike there, getting ahead in the count.
Big cut by Willard there. Wanted to show off his power, I think.
There you go. There you go. You, as a friend of mine would say, swing hard because you just might hit it.
Not bad advice. You know, it's kind of how my golf game goes, Brent.
That's right. Well, a quick 3 outs there as we move to the top of the third inning here. 3-1 lead for Grand Forks. Keep watching here on yourliveevent.com.
At Casselton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Casselton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Casselton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471. Casselton Parks and Recreation provides a wide range of programs, activities, and community events throughout the year. From parks, facilities, shelters, and outdoor spaces, they're perfect for gatherings, recreation, and enjoying a peaceful break in nature. Enjoy Cottonwood Golf Course for a fun and challenging round of golf for every skill level. To book a tee time or to find out more about Casselton Parks and Recreation, go online to CasseltonParks.com. That's CasseltonParks.com.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile Project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
All right, welcome back here. First pitch was a fall ball strike there as Max Geets comes to the plate here, the third baseman for Grand Forks, as Carter Nelson continues on the mound. 3-1 lead from Grand Forks. Nice pitch on the outside corner there for Nelson.
Yeah, you know, the thing I've seen with Carter so far in his first couple innings here is, I mean, he does a really good job when he's in the strike zone. His misses are just a little bit bigger, you know, so you really don't keep that batter guessing, if you will, you know. Where I think some of the other guys, you know, especially the two kids from Grand Forks that we've seen, even when it's a ball, it's close. Yeah. So.
Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of swing and misses on those misses, right?
Yeah, and you know, like, when you're constantly pounding the strike zone, that guy behind the catcher, chances are he's going to give you a few more strikes than what they really are when you're consistently throwing strikes there.
Yeah. Here comes Gunnar Bockel, designated hitter for Grand Forks, with the quick out there by Nelson, quick strikeout. There's, to your point, a little further miss there.
And I think, you know, like we've talked about, I think that just comes with more time out there on the mound, more development, and
no question,
getting a little bit more comfortable with that. You know, Carter's definitely showing that he can handle himself out there, and
yep. Well, pop fly out to the left there. Overland going back, not quite going to get it. Hunter with a nice backup. But a really nice double there by number 3, Gunnar Bockel, which will bring up number 8, Noah Craig, the left fielder.
Yeah, you know, for West there, it's one of those ones where you just kind of want to see him turn his body and sprint.
Yeah.
Just keep your eye on the ball. Trust your speed and get there, you know. I don't think we really saw him run full speed there when you're kind of turned sideways. It's hard to get going.
Yep. Yep. And very similar to like what you said with Carter, just kind of more time out there, right? Yep. More reps, more all that can help that. There you go, right to Sam Fletchock. Nice play over to first base. Good backup there with Wes, which could have came in handy. It looked like there for a second, but what a nice scoop by Sam. So here we go. Number 6, the catcher Jax Hauser, coming up with 2 outs and a runner on third. Seems like Grand Forks has had a runner on third consistently in this game so far. See if Carter can throw a 0 up in this inning. Ooh, nice adjustment by Sam.
They did a good job making sure you just caught the ball instead of worrying about trying to be close for a tag. Just secure the ball. Don't let the run come in.
A little outside there. Here comes second baseman Alex Lohman. This guy's on first and third.
For post 6, it's the second baseman, number 15, Alex Lohman.
Brian Weiss going in to run once again. Courtesy running for Jax Hauser, the catcher. You're talking about different improvements that would be fun to see. There's just always something that needs to get done, isn't there?
Yep.
There's always improvements to be made, which is something you like to do, though. You like to always, kind of something new or something refreshed every year, just like at home. Otherwise, otherwise it gets old in a hurry.
Yeah, I think it's just small projects here and there that just add value to the facility or to your house. So, see what the next couple years bring us here and see how we can continue to improve the facilities around Central Cass.
Yeah, I think in town there's, when we're talking just like fields, you got the 3 out at the reservoir. You got, that are a little bit varying size, but mostly smaller. And then the one big baseball field here, but very durable and playable. And then 2 softball / mostly softball and a little bit of youth fields here too with, so pretty lucky to have 5 fields in town because land is at a premium, it feels like, in town right now for all those things. Like we were talking about gyms earlier, there's not many gyms outside of the school. So to consider that we have 5 fields in a smaller town is pretty lucky.
Yeah, it definitely opens up plenty of opportunities for our kids to get to play at home and, be in front of their home crowd with the fields that we have.
We got a walk there as well. Got the bases loaded. 2 outs. And clinging on to that 3-1 score.
If you're Carter here, you really want to get Mueller here at the plate because you really don't want to go back to the top of the lineup with Harms coming up on deck.
Yeah, very true. Very good point. Diego Mueller, right fielder, batting now. Biggest thing is forcing them to earn it here, right?
Yep. Make them swing the bat, put the ball in play, trust your defense.
Foul ball back, and now Carter has the advantage in the count, 1-2. We believe it's 2 7-inning counters tonight. Usually how this works is if they play a home and a home, they'll do the first one as a counter and second game as a shorter game. But if they're only playing once, they'll have both counters. So there it is. They got that first 0 on the scoreboard. And we'll go to the bottom of the third inning. Keep watching here on yourliveevent.com.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Welcome back here. So we move to the bottom of the third inning here. 3-1 lead by Grand Forks in the top of the order coming up here, and hit by pitch there to start with Carter Nelson, the pitcher, getting on base. Now bring up Jonah Tholkus.
Now batting for post 15, it's the catcher, number 4, Jonah Lucas.
Little fake bunt steal there to move Carter up 90 feet and get him in scoring position here. Good move by Coach Swanson there, look like.
Yeah, Carter's got good speed, so
For
if you
sure.
can get him on the jump, the biggest thing, for him is not getting picked off, right? Like don't
Sure.
don't get caught leaning.
Sure. A foul ball there. Once again, our foul balls are sponsored by Excel Energy. At Excel Energy, they're committed to delivering safe, reliable energy while working toward a smarter energy future. From supporting local communities to investing in cleaner energy solutions focused on making energy work better for you. Oh,
Good battle there by Jonah.
no question. No question. A little quick fall ball in, near the dugout there on the right-hand side and keep everybody awake. Jammed him pretty good. I fouled off one about as far out as you can get, and then fouled off one about as far in as you can get.
Help.
Yeah,
Jonah,
good battle here, right?
Yeah, just showing his skills at the, with the bat and able to battle off some pitches here. You know, and with 2 strikes, anything close, you got to be looking to put your bat on it.
Well, that was a nice idea there by the pitcher Thompson. There goes a little bit outside, seeing if he can get him to chase. Yeah, what do you think? He's pitched about 6 pitches and only 1 ball here so far, and so nice battle by both guys right here. All right, Jonah's worked this count now to even. Ooh, nice hit down the line. Not quite fair there. Yeah, boy, this has to be an 8 or 9 pitch at bat here already, and he's worked his way to even there. Oh, good at bat.
Yeah, great at bat. Hate to lose that, but
yeah,
what a battle.
I think he kind of recognized it was a good both ways. Looked like he had a smile walking back to the dugout, but here comes Jarvis Stahl. Jarvis batting 3 here in the nightcap and playing first base. That one was really loud above us.
They're never quiet, though, are they?
No, they're really not. It always surprises you, even though it shouldn't, you know.
You know it's going to hit, you just don't know when.
Oh, that's hit hard up the middle. Nice job, Jarvis. Ooh, this is going to be a close play at the plate, looks like. No, Carter gets in there in time. And we now have a 3-2 game. And I guess, I don't know about you, Travis, but to me it feels like it shouldn't be that close. It feels like Grand Forks has kind of outplayed them a little bit, so I think we're pretty lucky to be where we're at. And really with 1 out and guy on first, we got plenty more damage could happen here.
Yeah. You know, I think the difference is Grand Forks just hasn't been able to come up with that timely hit.
Sure.
You know, where they could have broke this thing open twice already.
Yeah.
Credit to Casselton, you know, and Carter Nelson on the mound being able to get out of those jams and staying in this game and continuing to battle.
Just got a little bit of late start, still able to get in there at second. You could see him be kind of perfectly blocked on that one because at their trajectory of the ball, where the catcher's probably right in between him and the ball.
Yeah, and you don't want to make that out trying to advance to second.
Right.
You know.
Right. Goes down on strikes here. Still have runner in scoring position with Cole Boer coming up. 2 outs. We'll see if Cole can even the game up here.
Over post 15. Number 11, Cole Boer.
With Jarvis being, you know, as aggressive and hustler as he is, it's probably a good setup here. If you can get a single or a hit of some kind, Jarvis is probably coming pretty hard to score. There you go. He's going to get over to third.
Now, a base hit or another pass ball, and it's a tie game.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, we really, the catchers for both sides seem to do a nice job. Really haven't been a lot of pass balls. Seems like it's been pretty cleanly played in that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the couple that have got past Thokas, I mean, those get by anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
No question. Yeah, Casselton's sitting with a string of good catchers. It's probably been quite a while since they've had where it seems like you have a good catcher at about every level now, and that's kind of fun to see. Cole heading to first base. Now we got guys on first and third, 2 outs, and Sam Fletchock coming to plate.
Yeah, you'd kind of like to see Sam try and go opposite field here.
Yeah.
With that gap over at shortstop.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they have Cole moving here at some point. A lot of teams will kind of give that to you in this situation, so it'll be interesting to see. There you go. There you go. Oh, but he got him. Got him. That's a really good play there by the shortstop and second baseman. Harms and Lohman work together well there. So they will, Grand Forks keep their lead, and we will move to the top of the 4th inning. 3-2, Grand Forks. Keep watching here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
We're back here in the top of the 4th inning as Grand Forks Junior Legion is down playing Casselton post 15. Grand Forks got the first game, really kind of pulled away towards the end, and was close through most of the game, but then that top of the 7th got pretty rough for Casselton. And here we go with a 3-2 game in the top of the 4th. As number 2, Owen Harms, who's leadoff hitter and just got done making a really nice play at shortstop in the hole to cut Boer down at second base. He'll be leading off. Nice start with a strike there, and Caden looks like he's got that one measured. 1 out to start. I'm guessing Carter's pretty happy about getting that out right away.
Yeah, I mean, great start, especially against a kid, as dangerous as he is at the plate and in the field. So
1 pitch, 1 out to the leadoff hitter, and here comes Reed Nelson, center fielder, who's also had some nice hits this game. Hitting it hard over to Caden a couple times. And that will bring up the first baseman, Kellen Bavette.
For post 6, it's the first baseman, number 21, Kellen Bavette.
really getting into busy part of the season and getting into postseason here soon. For hard to believe that it's already at that point for a lot of these levels. Babe Ruth kicks off their district tournaments next week, and that will be down in Kindred for both the Black Stockings and the Rail Cats. T-ball and squirts wraps up this week, and our 9 through 12-year-olds, Pee-wee and rookies, they end next week as well. So each week now it seems like another level kind of finishes their season as we work towards the older kids finishing up.
And what's crazy is it feels like it just started, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, when you think about it, it's with the 4th week and with, you know, the high school sports and then football, you really end up having about a 6-week season. It's about what it seems to be. You'd like to see the Babe Ruth season end a little later. You know, like the teams that move on can have a little longer season, but everyone other than the teams that move on, you really have a pretty short season there. You'd like to see something change there, but yeah, we try to cram a lot into the summers because it's our nice time of year, right?
Yep.
Nice play by Boer there, but they will concede another run there by getting that second out. Here comes the third baseman, Max Geetz, for Grand Forks. 2 down, no one on base. Seems like Carter's getting a little more confident as the game goes, or just, I don't know if it's confident or comfortable or what it is, but just it seems to be a little more in control here late in the game.
Yeah, I was honestly just thinking that he kind of seemed to have settled down, got into his groove. Seems to have a little bit more command up there. So
we may have given him the announcer jinx there, but
I think we probably did. I'm pretty good at that.
I think both of us said they 3 balls in a row since I brought up the topic, but no, he just seems more comfortable and kind of more like setting his feet there, but that will erase that batter out and start again here. So Geetz gets to first base on the walk, and Gunnar Bockel, the designated hitter, comes to the plate. Hit by pitch there. Back to a little more of that. Coach Swanson's gonna come in at the very least give him a conversation. So we'll take advantage of that and go to break. Keep watching here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Telephone company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argosville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
At Casselton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Casselton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Casselton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
All right, we are back here. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. I think, is this Noah Craig here coming up to the plate, I think? Yep, number 8, Noah Craig, the left fielder. And Hunter Hagnes is in to pitch. Hagnes seems like he's been getting some more innings here lately. See if he can induce a pop fly here or a ground ball or something. You got a hard ground ball down the line. That's going to be trouble. Grand Forks with another run there, and now we have runners on first and third.
Now batting for post 6, it's the catcher, number 6, Jax Ozer.
You know, and West did a great job getting over to that thing. Really kind of helped save another run there.
Yeah. Yeah, you know you're going to get hustle out of him, which is nice to see. Yeah, there's that. There's the play that we talked about, right? If you that first and third situation, you either kind of concede it, or it can be dangerous when you don't concede it. And that's kind of what happened for us. So now it's 6-2 with another runner in scoring position for Grand Forks.
Great job by Hagnes there to get out of that.
Yeah, got out of there, and but not without a little bit of damage there in the inning. So 6-2, 3 runs that inning by Grand Forks, which gets them up by 4 here as we move to the bottom of the 4th inning. Keep watching here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Casselton Parks and Recreation provides a wide range of programs, activities, and community events throughout the year. From parks, facilities, shelters, and outdoor spaces, they're perfect for gatherings, recreation, and enjoying a peaceful break in nature. Enjoy Cottonwood Golf Course for a fun and challenging round of golf for every skill level. To book a tee time or to find out more about Casselton Parks and Recreation, go online to CasseltonParks.com. That's CasseltonParks.com.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
All right, we are back here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Good inning there for Grand Forks as they turned a 1-run lead into a 4-run lead pretty quick there. We're talking on break here with the way Thompson's been throwing, and then in the first game there, Tweet had a complete game there. Boy, if as a Grand Forks coach there, if Coach Larson can come out of here with only using 2 pitches in a doubleheader, he'll take that all day, every day.
Yeah, with the pitch count and everything you have to deal with there, it's a great job by his staff so far.
No question.
You know, and those 3 runs, with the way Casselton has kind of struggled to manufacture, that could be a a really big hole for them to climb out
Yeah.
of here.
Yeah. And there's sometimes where 3 or 4 runs can feel like 10, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see if KT can get post 15 started here with something. I think what's really interesting with the way that Thompson's pitching so far is it's going to take about 3 hits to score a run, and that's hard to do in baseball. I don't care what level it's at. Fall ball there by our Thompson, Caden. It's interesting you see that sometimes where the flag on the right is flowing and the other one's straight down. Just must be something kind of perfect in the trees with all the winds going. A little pop fly to third base there for Caden. And that will bring up Wes Overland, the left fielder.
Now batting for post 15, number 10, Wesley Overland.
Yeah, really got to hand it to Brendan Thompson, the pitcher tonight for Grand Forks in the nightcap here. You know, I think the Jonah Thogus at bat is almost like a perfect example of through 10 to 13 pitches and, you know,
2 balls.
almost all, yeah, exactly, almost all strikes, and it just really is going to force you to earn it. That is a coach's dream, especially when you're working with a lead. When you're, you know, it's the walks and the hit by pitches and things like that that can turn the 1-run innings into the 4-run innings pretty quick.
And, you know, you saw the same thing with Tweet in that first game.
For sure.
You know, just solid out there and not giving up anything cheap.
There's no question. So we'll see if Overland can get something going. Got the Overland goes down on strikes. And that will bring up Will Everson here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning.
For post 15, it's the designated hitter, number 1, Will Everson.
Well, good night for a movie anyways. The movie after this should be about perfect weather for that, I would think.
Yeah, I don't think you could ask for better night for that. I think, you know, if there would be a little bit more of a breeze just to make sure the mosquitoes stay away, right?
Yeah, I suppose a little of that. You think of when you plan those pretty far in advance and you think about some of the crazy weather that's happened around this. This is about as good as you could have.
Yeah. Willard making good contact. Now we just need to straighten that out a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
Spark a little bit of life into the bats here for Casselton.
Yeah, get a runner on before the top of the order here and see if he can chip away here. There's a ground ball to Mr. Harms. Nice play, and there goes down on 3 quick outs there as we move to the top of the 5th inning. Keep watching on yourliveevent.com.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
We are back here in the top of the 5th inning. Hunter Hagnes continues on the mound. Really hasn't been a lot brewing here recently for post 15. Thompson's done a really nice job of holding him down. What do you think the secret to that's been, Travis?
Yeah, I mean, they're throwing strikes, so they're making you swing the bat. He's been able to work the entire zone, so I just, even when we do hit the ball, it's not like we're getting a lot on it. So
yeah, it's a nice little play by Boer.
Yeah, great play by Cole. Get over there, get down, make sure that thing doesn't get by him, and strong throw over to first.
Now batting for post 6, it's the right fielder, number 14, Diego Mueller.
You think of that. That's something that's a little different too. With you see things on the baseball side compared to the softball side. Where on the baseball side, it's very normal for your older kids to keep playing, even some of your kids that come back from your first year of college. So you think about the second team, what an advantage it is to you might have a shortstop that's going to college, or you might have a certain position like that where Cole's able to show on the junior legion what it looks like with him at shortstop all season, and really just get a ton of reps there. That can't hurt.
No.
For next spring and next summer and all that for him.
No, I mean, I think that's the perfect situation for a kid like Cole, right? I mean, you're kind of stuck behind some older kids that are, high quality players, and like you said, going to college to play, and tough to get innings when you got guys like that in front of you. So
yeah, it's fun to see what Cole's done here, right? And he's kind of a great example of a kid that maybe at a younger age you see him play second base more, you see him play some of that, and then all of a sudden it's like grows into his body. It's like, wow, he's quite the shortstop, know. So and some of that can be hard to see on the bench where he's started a lot, and like we say, now next week he's gonna get a little pitching on the top team, and boy, he's got a bright future ahead of him. So here comes we're back to the top here, right, with Harms. Yeah. Ooh, just barely foul. That one was even a little tough to see with the bright white line there. That was really close.
Yeah, he definitely painted that line.
Yeah.
Good view, though.
Absolutely.
Alex Everson behind the plate. He had the best view and
That's
called
right.
it foul. And thankfully for Casselton, it's a really long strike.
That's right. Yeah, you think of a Jonah, you think like, boy, that kid looks so good. What in the heck? And then you're like, well, you got Grayson Lewis and Grady Mueller having pretty good years at catcher for the Haymakers too. And it's kind of one of those things too of, you really have to start making strategy decisions of who do you want getting a ton of reps with the Junior Legion team there. I watch out with some of the other programs throughout the state, and it's just you really have you really try to line it up where your starters at every level are guys that get a ton of innings in and really can develop as much as possible.
Yeah, and if you can do that, without having too much overlap and things like that, to where kids are getting a ton of innings, like you said, that's how you really start to develop a catcher at every level, a shortstop at every level. And, for the kids, as long as they realize, like, hey, I know I'm at this level, but I'm getting a ton of playing time, and when it's my turn, like, it's going to be my turn.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because you do. Once a kid does earn the spot, you you do want to reward that, and really, like, you only get so often to play at the top level at your position. So, like, when you do get it, you like to really ride those kids a little bit.
Yeah,
so.
and I think developing them the right way, like you've said, like the baseball committee's done with these guys, is it's allowed that to happen. A kid finally makes that top level, and it's gonna be pretty hard for him to lose that spot. So yeah, it's been fun to watch these kids, and it'll be fun to see the graduating kids move on and go play at the next level for those that are doing that. And
yeah, I know something that you've talked about before. It's always fun to see that next group of guys get the opportunity, right? It's just kind of fun to do that. It's fun when the ones that are there get that, but it's always fun to see the next group come through. Yeah, and then, like you said, for the summer, it's really like a 6-week season, and the spring sometimes that can be even less than that, depending on what the weather's like, right? So, so when you get in there, you got to make hay while you can. All right, we got 2 outs, clinging on to that 4-run deficit here, hoping to not let Grand Forks add on to that if you're Casselton post 15, and hoping to add to that a little bit if you're Grand Forks. Oh, they're trying. It looks like he was waiting for that. He was waiting for that. That was a really close play at home too. He dang near got there. So I think he was trying to bait Joan a little bit there, and it just kind of backfired a little bit. So now we'll move to the bottom of the 5th inning. Keep watching here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the 3-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
All right, welcome back here. Bottom of the 5th inning, and post 15 has the top of the order. If not now, when, right, Travis?
Yeah, I mean, you're starting to run out of outs here. So
yeah, right.
And the way that Thompson's been pitching this game, like, it's going to be hard to get them all back in one shot. So you really got to start finding ways to get guys on base and just plug away one at a time here if you can.
Yeah, I don't have the pitch counts in front of me, but my guess is he's not going anywhere because he's been pretty efficient here tonight. So I think we better find a way to score against him. And like you say, we need to find it in a hurry.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's had a couple innings where he's throwing less than 9 pitches, So
right.
So
100% right. Yeah, so how this will work out is the Junior Legion team, who is the second team for both of these towns, will play in the state tournament at the same time as the Class A team plays in their regional tournament. So you kind of have to choose which path kids are going to take, and then you can roster up to 18. So there's some guys that are dual rostered. So if the Class A team makes it to state, there's a certain amount of kids that can come from the Junior Legion team and be on the state team. But you really have to be strategic there because it doesn't do you any good if you don't move on from regionals. But then at the same time, you do want to put a team good enough to at least, hold their own for the Junior Legion side. So, and I guess how it works for Casselton this year, you really only have 22 kids to split up, so you don't have a whole lot of choices.
Right.
So it'll be kind of fun to see how the coaches decide to do that. That ball's hit hard down the line.
Just foul.
One out right away there, as has been customary this game, it seems like, for Mr. Thompson there on the mound. Nice talk there.
Yeah, great communication by Grand Forks there to get that out. Harms had a beat on it, but I think it was going to be a tough play for him. Good move by the left fielder to call him off. And
yeah, that's pretty much how you draw it up, isn't it? Both guys going hard at it, and you feel good about Harms going back no matter how far he has to go.
Yep.
But he bows out of it once Craig yells at him, and so nice job. Really nice job. Here comes Jared Stahl. See if he can add a little life to post 15 at the plate. Oh boy, nice rip there to right center. Ooh, a nice job cutting it off there by Mueller.
It's a good play by the right fielder there. Saved a base for sure.
Totally. And Jarris, he's going to be busting it out of the box every time. So you know dang well if that gets past him, he gets 2, if not 3.
Yeah.
Here comes Caden Barstead, who we've seen hit the ball hard out to right center as well. That's how you're going to have to earn it here against Brendan Thompson. You're going to have to hit the ball, and probably going to have to even mix in some extra base hits because it's really hard to string 3 or 4 hits together just to get one run. So we'll see what Caden can do here.
I think Caden was swinging for all of it on that one, Brent.
There's no question. Don't get me wrong. We'll take a 2-run homer here, but a nice part for Thompson. That was an outside pitch that was going to be hard to pull over the right field fence in there. So tomorrow night we're back here again with another post 15 game here, as busy week for all these teams. The Haymakers play at 1 o'clock because of that was ripped up the middle from Caden. Boy, nice play by their center fielder. Is he going to get there? Oh, he got him. Got him by a half a step there at second. And is that looks like that is game. That it's going to be a 5-inning game here. 6-2 win from Grand Forks. And boy, that was just a really good performance from Grand Forks pitcher there, Brendan Thompson. So we're going to go through the different awards here after break. We're going to go through the Agassiz Play of the Game. That is Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Agassiz Precision Ag in Hillsboro. Call 701-436-2119 or visit planterdoc.com. After that, we'll go through the HTC connection of the game. Discover local reliability you can trust. Halstead Telephone. It's how to connect, halsteadtel.com. And then lastly, the Enbridge Player of the Game. Life takes energy. Enbridge, energy for life. Enbridge.com for career opportunities. We'll take a break and we'll come back and hand out some hardware. Keep watching on yourliveevent.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argusville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
At Casselton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Casselton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Casselton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
All right, we are back here and ready to hand out some hardware here, Travis. We'll start with our Agassiz Precision play of the game, and even though they lost a kind of an interesting feat by Jonah Thilkus in one of those innings.
Yeah, I mean, he had 2 outs by himself. I mean,
yeah.
With pickoff plays, and you don't see that very often at any level where the catcher gets 2 outs on pickoff plays, 1 to third and 1 to first. He wasn't even thrown down to second. So
yeah,
right.
Very unconventional outs there, right?
Yep.
And you think about that. That was in the second inning where they scored 2.
Yep.
And just imagine what that inning could have looked like if they didn't
Right.
didn't have those 2
Right.
pickups. So it really could have been lopsided early. Which
Yep.
It was a close game until the 4th, and then of course
Yep.
the 4th we just outplayed the whole time.
Yep.
Grand Forks just had a really good game, and so speaking of the second inning, the HTC connection of the game. That's discover local reliability you can trust. Halstead Telephone. That's how to connect. HalsteadTel.com. You picked this one out right away. The big triple.
Yeah, I mean that. Smash hit to right field. Barstead thought he had a beat on it, and then all of a sudden it was just like it was by him
Yeah.
in a hurry. And great hit by Nelson, and really kind of opened it up. It gave him the 3-1 lead, and they never let it go. So
yeah, think of Nelson, the center fielder. About everything we said about Harms in the first game, and
Yep.
trust me, he was great in the second game, and he's going to be great every game you put him out there. But everything you said about him in the first game, you can pretty much say about Nelson in the second game. He hit great, made great plays at the end there. He has the heady play to get the out at second that no one expected, right? So all around great game by him. But once again, it's hard to pick anyone as a player of a game except for the guy that pitches a complete game And quite honestly, this complete game never felt in question, did it?
No, it never really did. I mean, he was in control the whole time. And really our bats were silent,
No
because
question.
of it. We were able to scrap together 2 runs, but, I don't think, and, I don't want to speak for him, but I would be willing to guess that, standing on the mound, he never felt like he was in danger at all.
No. So Brendan Thompson, he just, and one thing we kind of talked about was almost like the microcosm of the whole game for him was that Jonah Thulkas at bat, where Jonah was fouling balls off like crazy.
Yep.
It seemed like it was 13 to 15 pitches, only threw 2 balls that whole, like that's what the whole game was for Brendan Thompson, right? He was pounding the zone, and it really felt like with the way the defense was playing and the way he was pitching, we needed to have 4 hits for 1 run, and that's really tough to come back from a 4-run deficit at that point.
Yep.
So, well, thank you, Travis. Well done, as always. Really appreciate you being here. For Travis Lamar, I'm Brent Everson. Thanks for watching, and tune in tomorrow night for Post 15 once again on yourliveevent.com.